Radiant team pick.
每一把都当最后，每一把都当最后一把，
Dire
然后就也
team
不要怕说。
Silencer.
It's just a number.
I love Dota so much.
Ten seconds remaining.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the closed
5
qualifiers
seconds
for the
remaining.
DPC 2022 to 2023 Winter Tour.
Dire team pick.
I'm only Pixel. I'm here with T. T, how you doing?
Radiant team pick.
Oh yes.
The Horn of Magnus.
Radiant team ban.
Let's have a look. Draft well under the way. We're getting a bit of a very fast start to the draft here. In fact, oh no, what have I done? Oh, there we go. Oh, well, there we go. I don't know what happened there. My computer it's running as fast as a toaster. But here we go. Finally managed to load the game. Here we go. So Team Blink up against OG. Only picks already, Slark and Silencer to start off here from Team Blink. And OG, they're going to come out with the Rubik and the Magnus T.
5 seconds remaining.
Look.
Yeah.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Yeah, and in terms of the teams overall as well, of course, I believe a fair few of our viewers will know who Old G is. You know, you may have heard of some of the players from there, but yeah, Team Blink. What do we know about these lads, T?
5 seconds remaining.
Not a lot.
Dire team ban.
Yeah.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Absolutely. But also an exciting opponent to play against. So you've got to imagine, surely any competitive Dota 2 player right now would they'd love to have the chance to play against these players. Yeah. Let's see what they're going to get their hands on this draft. This phase of bans coming in. I mean, elsewhere in the bans, any surprises here? I mean, if you were playing against OG, would you also sort of target similar heroes that Team Blink's opted to take away from them?
In regards
Dire team pick.
their bans, are just respecting
Radiant team
value of
pick.
no one in particular.
Yep.
I think a lot of teams in history have gone, let's try and ban out, you know, Toxin, or let's try and ban out Seven. It's like, it doesn't really work out that way. But they're just banning out some of the better carries, especially when they're first phasing a slot. You're kind of forced to ban out carries, right? Because you're picking your carries so early. If you don't ban carries that beat him in the 1v1 matchup, you kind of put yourself in a bad position. I think Team Blink they forced themselves to ban like this. But yeah, for OG, their bans
10 seconds
very much
remaining.
when you pick Rubik Magnus opening, the Zoo, the early pressure, like this
5
combo is
seconds
very
remaining.
powerful, but you kind of need a little bit of breathing room to get to your first couple cheap items to then feel like you can play the game. OG just respecting the weakness of their opening and banning out some of the also Team Blink heroes that they played in the qualifiers so far, just to alleviate that early pressure.
Radiant team banned.
Go for the
Bloodseeker.
Bloodseeker, yeah.
Yeah, and interesting, yeah,
We've
because
seen it
OG,
time and time again, right?
yeah, they've gone right down to 5 seconds of reserve time, so they're taking their time with this draft, OG.
This is one of those moments where you'd love to know the team comms.
Yeah.
Maybe you wish maybe they were streaming, but they're not that
10
casual of a
seconds
qualifier
remaining.
team that they're streaming as well. But yeah, in regards to draft wise,
5 seconds
it's
remaining.
just super cheap fights, right? It very OG-esque, even though it's the OG, it's still OG, and they're gonna have no real cooldowns to play on. Obviously, Magnus, you don't need RP to play Dota, and they've countered Slark now multiple ways, be it the
Dire
ultimate,
team
preventing Slark from hitting up, now you've got the first from Bloodseeker. So this first phase Slark, unless he like crushes lane and just sets the pace so high that OG never really gets skirmishing timings, like it is going to be a really hard Slark game to play. And Blink as well, like they don't have a frontliner right now. Potentially the next 2 bans from
10
OG will
seconds remaining.
somewhat off-laner-esque heroes that can just soak up some of this damage by
5
some auras,
seconds
because
remaining.
if Team Blink ever fail at a fight, then sorry, if Team
Radiant
Blink fail at a
team
fight, they don't
back.
really have anything to protect each other out. So it's very much. I like the fact that both drafts are just so similar. It's all about execution.
Let's see. I'm going to just say, Team Blink surely going to round this up with a big sort of beefy lad to
Dire
put on the
team
front lines
banned.
to have going. Final band's going to be taking away that tiny from OG. Yeah, it would have been quite nice actually, honestly, with the AoE follow up to that Magnus is able to set up, and that amp up from AA making that combo of tiny hurt, that
10
bit
seconds
extra.
remaining.
the double amp in fact, if you take into account the
5
Bloodseeker's
seconds
benefit.
remaining.
Offer. Could have made something quite nasty.
Radiant team
OG's final ban is going to be the bat. Nobody wants to play against the last pick bat. OG won't have to today.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Storm Spirit.
All right. I mean, honestly, it's. I like how fun Team Blink's lineup is. Like, this is all kind of, you know, heroes that are going to be kind of looking to pick people off and dart around the team fight. But it does feel like
10
these heroes are
seconds
going to be
remaining.
ready to deal with being the one core on the front line.
Sorry, Owen.
5 seconds
Breaking
remaining.
news right now. Breaking.
Oh yeah, what we got?
Dusk.
You may now select your heroes.
Wait, what? And when did they play this? And did they win? All right.
I love Dota so much.
Okay.
I love Dota so much.
You would have been able to predict every pick, yeah? All right. So the exact same draft that Team Blink played a few days ago, they're going to bring it out. I mean, honestly, that's exciting to see. As I said, this isn't a draft that I think a lot of teams could make work. But Team Blink, they obviously have had they've done so before. This time it's a bit of a different level of an opponent with old G. But there's no doubt about it. They're as comfort can be when it comes to drafting. Then, if this is the same 5-hero lineup they did a few days ago.
Yeah, and as well, so it's an offlane Hoodwink, position for Earth Spirit,
Okay.
of course, and then Dark and Silencer in the same role. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. We didn't really mention the Tusk. So in regards to Tusk, saw it a lot yesterday.
Yep.
The Tusk is the new age mid lane hero that emulates playstyle of the Tinies, of the Spirit heroes. The fact that you basically push out mid with your charge and your snowball, and then whenever you see an opportunity to active route, heroes close to attack, you TP it. All Spirit heroes, Tiny and Tusk play the same way. It's not about the matchup itself, it's about who breaks that balance first, who gets the route, who sees your, and also how quick are you to react. So when Storm TP's top, does Tusk mirror that play to then take the fight in the lanes? I'm always excited to see any of these combination of heroes playing together in the same game against each other. Because it's just more about the kind of eye of the mid lane, like who hands.
No
There's a lot of pressure on. Are we going to agree that B4X is just going to be named Bex? By the way.
Well, I think his name. I think it's meant to be like Baxaz, right? Isn't it?
You're saying the 4 is an A.
I think the 4's an A.
Okay, so we'll call him Baxaz.
Baxaz.
Baxaz. Okay, let's
Baxaz. I like that. It sounds cool. Baxaz. Who we got? Baxaz, Anku, Vassen.
What?
Are we going Vassen or Vessen? Or Wesson?
Wesson. Let's go very
Wesson.
English with it. Let's go
Very
Wesson.
English. Wesson. And on the carry, is this like go by Teresha?
Yeah, let's go Teresha.
Or maybe the full
that's
name,
very British.
Teresha, aka Overkill. I guess it's either Teresha or it's either Overkill.
Or his
He's known as
team
both.
name is Dirty Boy. So
Dirty Boy. Well, he is playing Slark. That is a pretty dirty hero. I would know. That's one of my favourites. And then, of course, SMN on the Silence of a Blink. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for a little bit of a pause, but it looks like both teams are ready to go. Of course, this is the closed qualifier, best of 3. We're currently in the upper bracket, so the team that loses today will get another chance. So it's not, nobody's going to be crying today. Nobody has to get too sad. There's another chance for whoever loses this best of 3. And of course, overall, 2 teams out of the 8 teams of this closed qualifier will get a spot in Division 2 of the upcoming DPC Tour. So all very, very exciting. And so that was Team Blink's lineup. We will go through old G's. Of course, you know the players, but we'll check in with the heroes they're on. We've got no one playing the carry. Bloodseeker. Thompson, of course, will be playing the mid. Tusk. No Tails supporting the AA. At the moment, hanging around the bottom half of the map, we've got Seb on that off-lane Magnus. And by his side, MSS playing some
30
root.
seconds to battle.
I think the coolest story of OG, the MSS, the fact that we get to see him in the Western European team. He's been in NA for so long now, and he's been one of those players which is like so good, but yet to see like the results translate. And he's now joined, of course, casual OG, but I think if he can just shine in some of these Western European games, they do well Div 2, get Div 1. Like, I think MSS and No One, they're the players that, yeah, I'm just excited to see them play with, kind of prove that they also can kind of beat the quality that the OG lads kind of expect.
No, absolutely. We're still very early days with this squad. They've just had the open qualifier run. I've got yesterday's game. They did get a free win, so this is their first match here in the closed qualifiers. OG.
They have played.
See how ready they are to go.
They played like the least amount of games. They played 5 games to get here. If you forfeit, like teams that go against them, like, I can't really play right now. Sorry. The other teams, it's like they've had to play 8, 9 plus games, play multiple qualifiers. I think for OG at least, if they're not scrimming, I think maybe they wanted that extra 1 or 2 games. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see how if there's any rust coming into this first game against Team Blink.
Absolutely. I mean, looking at the lane setups, who's sort of top of the list in terms of who's going to have a pretty rough time in this laning stage?
So currently, who you're looking at right now, this Slark lane. You're playing against Magnus Rubik. Think Slark will be okay with the against melee offlaner, but because you have shockwave spam with the fade bolt spam, it's really hard for the Slark to apply pressure, and he's more always farming backwards. It's what creeps are giving to him rather than him running creeps and down kind of forcing. Seb and MSS are going to have a See how he's pulling back the creep wave, meeting in front of the tower. The MSS will prevent the port. This will probably be quite a difficult lane. At least 5 kills.
See up top lane already, both Anko and West getting harassed pretty hard by notes out. Constant punches that he's ever threat the blood right damage too.
But both the side lanes, old G, sorry, are just lane winners. Right. About the recurse for it as well. Maybe they get to punish an overextension of Notel.
All right here. He's got the Fairy Fire. We'll be able to walk it off. Not quite enough damage. This early level from Blink's 2 heroes to make that sort of play. Pyro's on mid. So far on the CS here, Topson and Baxaz. Topson 7 for 1, Baxaz on the 10 for 2. Early levels, Topson having to deal with the spam of the Revenants every time he stands up towards him. And bottom lane, Sem will get first blood. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for missing the kill. I'm not the world's greatest observer. And I'll just blame T for not telling me to look at bottom lane. T, come on.
Because we're actually doing the radio cast this time around, and we'll be telling the audio listeners only that it was a shockwave into skewer on the tower that killed off the silencer. There we go. I will be better at this, don't worry, Owen, sorry.
No, it's alright. Warm it up. We're not missing another kill here. Everything else is going to get caught.
Alright, I'm now going to make sure I'm looking at your camera, my camera, and anytime you're okay, the pressure suddenly. Just going to scream just top middle bot, alright?
Absolutely.
Start of the
So
game.
far, see us. We've got 2 carries, 16 for 5 and no one. And down on the bottom, overkill. 12 for 1. See to the side, Seb.
Silencer.
There we go. That's man, is he going to be able to walk this one off? He's got the sting charges, but he cannot escape them. Seb manages to take him down. See, overkill. Trying to trade back at MSS, but he's got to be a little bit careful with this slot. Shockwave's going to drag him back. MSS just standing his ground. Will die, but Seb gets the cleanup. So Seb now 3 kills here, picked up by the offlane Magnus.
Look at Seb's inventory. He started the lane with the Wraith Band, getting 5 Agi plus the armor. It makes you quite beefy, and then he's looking to go for a second one as well. Fully subscribing to the Agi tankiness of the offlane, and it makes you start with the right click heroes. Doesn't really help when that additional armor is in play. Him getting a double kill, MSS won't care at all. Topson there in the mid lane. And they get the rotation on.
And they're going to fall back here with the Vortex. Weston looking quite able to find up the roll, and in fact, well, with the help of the burst of MSS, they'll actually be able to take down back south. Sure, Topson dies, but I think he'll be, satisfied with the fact that he was able to bring down the storm with him.
I mean, it starts, so basically Topson tried to go to the charge lane where he bumps himself to low ground, but because of the last word of silencer, he got silent. He kind of got forced to play on the high ground, and then he found the kill. So it was, he wasn't looking for the kill. He was looking for an escape, and then because of just the events that unfolded, it was like, oh wait, let me just turn this around. Small things in Dota, they are the best. But, Baxaz was doing pretty good in mid lane, and unfortunately, that one little turnaround has kind of brought the lane back a little bit more.
Rise on top, and Weston very much moving around the map here, trying to see where he can make some sort of a play. Trying with the setup onto No-Tail. Then just turn over towards Anku. Quick hold back with the... We'll be able to stop no one from to focus down the wicket himself, but he moves towards Weston. Of course, Weston has got the roll ready, but no one, and you can see the movement speed, trying to get in position, so it's going to be maybe difficult for Weston to get the easy escape. Which has proven to be very hard for these two from Blink to really fight the Bloodseeker right now. They're still going to try it. Wesson rolls in, get the kick back, but no one. He's going to be able to sort of just dance around the edge of the fight as No-Tail. He just slowly beats down Weston. One more hit will do it. There's no one. He's going to be able to get round and finish off the kill. They will lose No-Tail here, but all in all, no one being able to get the cleanup and staying in good position to keep farming in this lane. Continues to free farm. 32 and 14, top CS on the game right now.
Bounty, you try to make you prize.
Rune,
Invisibility.
Get it, but GPA, GPN. I think interestingly, when you look at No-Tail's skill build, we've gone for the 0-2-1 build. Normally against like Bloodseeker and stuff, you see players go for Colby, Chili Touch,
Thompson dodged the initial roll with the snowball, but still after that, is there going to be any way to get out? Cannot do so. Tries to make a key play that will shard potentially to push himself to safety, and not able to get up to the high ground. So Blink, two of them teaming up. I mean, Weston's been keeping a good eye on where he can make these moves. Coming over to the mid and slowing down Thompson's game. That's going to be very, very important for him. Bottom lane, Seb. Both him and Asman Cess will have to walk this off. Seb's fine, has got the headdress, and he's got a couple of tangos still good to go, so he can slowly regen back up down here. The laning situation are not too bad, honestly, for overkill on the Slark, right? It's 30 last hits here. It's not like he's getting completely bullied out of this lane at all. He's still able to find some decent farm, and closing on the 6. Thompson does want to make a move before that Shadow Dance comes online, and will manage to get in underneath the tower, take down overkill, skewer 4 from Seb. That rotation from Thompson, they'll be able to clean out the bottom lane, which is definitely needed there from OG, because things weren't going too bad for the Slark so far.
Cool play there was, he told Noto after making stacks in jungle, you take mid, he TP bottom. I think he got seen for a bit, or at least they kind of positioning. Because Thompson had some ward available from what he's going to place on the river rune. Hard kill. But I expect this hot ward to get dewarded, but yeah, just nice speed on the from Thompson. Just to put a little bit of pressure on Slark, who was having a pretty okay game.
Backs out, so he's going to get aggressive in on the mid. No-tail caught immediately there by the jump from Blink. Again, some fast moves around the mid lane from Blink. Thompson and MSS looking to strike back. They'll trap SMN in with the shard. Got the backup of Wesson. Curse out onto the 2 of them. See if that's going to be enough to allow Wesson to maybe chase down these heroes. Baxaz has enough mana to close the gap, in fact. Zips across, catches Thompson. Now towards MSS. Blink, they're going to keep this going. As they'll look towards the Rubik. No-tail TP's in, trying to help turn things around, but MSS will still die.
Stardust top tower is under attack.
Able to continue to find these trades against OG in these early fights.
Blink, they're the ones bringing the numbers, making sure they're ready to start the fight, and then OG TPing in are able to and at least get some recovery kills. But I like the fact that Blink, even though the lanes didn't go so well due to just the
Dire's top tower is under
laning
attack.
potential, they are just bringing the fight to kind of cover themselves a little bit, not allowing OG to win the lanes and set the early pace of the game. It's kind of commendable stuff right now. I think for Blink, at least, they need to, in the back of their minds, go, we haven't really done this Bloodseeker, and we haven't really shut down the Magnus. We've been dealing with Tusk, just annoying them, but we're yet to really stop the main kind of winning concept of OG's lineup in their early game fight.
Radiant's middle tower
Pretty
is
okay
under
start
attack.
For sure, and they are going to have to be very careful with how they choose to fight the Bloodseeker. Pretty much one of those textbook heroes that if you don't quite able to burst him in that initial jump, highly likely the rest of his team's able to set up the fight in a way that Bloodseeker's going to be able to turn around, go back at you. Deal with the mid, Weston. At the bottom top, no need to quite a bit of safety here for Snowball, able to dodge the sharpshooter from the hoodwink. Turn around with the punch, Seb Anderson to help out, but Baxaz has enough mana to zip forward and take down Thompson. It's pretty much out of mana now, but he's got a lot of backup. Blink bringing in the numbers, Anku, Weston and SMN turning up to make sure the Baxaz gets the double kill, and OG, they get nothing out of the move around mid. Weston, in fact, he's not done. He spots Seb stepping down in the river, rolls forward, opens up with the silence. Seb has the shockwave, will opt to use the skewer to try and get away, but good stun from Anku does catch him. Thinking about chasing Seb here, but hasn't got anything else to throw out against the Magnus. So, a fight, Blink 9 to 10, only 1k gold down at the moment against OG. I mean, you said it during the draft. This is a draft. This is a 5-man lineup in terms of the heroes that Blink's played before, and you feel it. They're playing this early game very nice in response to what OG's trying to bring at them.
Yeah, they're being super aggressive, utilizing the Storm and the Earth Spirit to kind of lock on that initial fight, and they got the Hood on Silencer behind just to help with the cheaper damage, kind of convert on the kills. But for OG at least, they started this fight with a double smoke of AA Rubik running into the bot jungle, whilst Thompson's playing quite aggressive on mid. A little bit of kind of miscommunication where Thompson posturing in his Thompson positioning, the supports are about 5-10 seconds away. If OG kind of synced that up a little bit, maybe waited 3-4 seconds so both heroes are kind of in the same area at the same time, could have probably been a bit better for OG, but the fact that Team Blink see that opportunity, punish it very quickly,
Now it's
is going to make a little bit of a discomfort towards. Once again, Magnus is able to get out. Bloodseeker continues to bring. When you think about the carry, Bloodseeker beats Slug. Of course, Slug is going to have some issues throughout the entire game. If he ever goes low
Dire's
HP,
bottom
Bloodseeker
tower
counters
is
him.
under attack.
Otherwise, be fair. And also, for Blink as well, Slug can't get ruptured. That's why I think Earthspirit are really annoying for OG, at least in later portions. Because even though they aren't going to get ruptured, they're going to be jumping the Earthspirit and not forcing him to repeat, which allows him to be in a bad position to start kind of better entry. Yeah, again, both of these lineups, a lot of skirmishing, a lot of fighting. A little bit of a lead to OG, but that's only because of how well their lanes.
Radiant are scanning.
We'll see here. Blink trying to make that move towards this area. They know that no one has had a lot of space down here. The two of them smoked up, Wesson and Baxars, but OG, they've got the numbers. We'll see if they're able to take this fight. Blink, Baxars goes straight in, looks towards No-Tail. Global Silence online and ready to go. Popped immediately to enable Baxars to go in and be fully covered here as he's able to safely take down both of OG's supports. No one steps to before, but Blink, they're still maybe happy to take the fight. Seb will drop the arm over the two of them, but no one goes down. Seb trying to stand his ground to at least trade with the Storm and will manage to find that in return. Thompson also committing in to make sure that OG can find a second kill out of this. But overall, it's 4 kills for Blink. OG at a point now where it's actually them that's struggling to necessarily deal with the fight that Blink's bringing towards OG.
Yeah, this was perfect. Blink needed that opportunity to kill off the Bloods from Magnus, one of the untouched heroes in the game so far. Baxars, he's just had a stellar game so far. And when you think about stuns
is under attack.
there aren't any cheap stuns to really lock him down. For an AA, he's going to jump in. Covered by the global, absolutely perfect. Like that entire fight was set up with Silencer, locating both supports, throwing down a quick arcane curse on both of them, and then allowing Souls for enough quick jump in. And you can see the OG kind of playstyle, which was, even though they're dead, spells are used, let's try and get something from it. Blink was still in the position to punish him to play it, I think. On like 1/3 mana, just hid behind that tree, look for that additional play. Yeah, I think Blink, they're coming into a series of confidence, and that's the key thing. It's fun to see them going toe for toe in these early fights.
Let's see OG. What's the bottom lane, the three of them? Blink, definitely the way the last few fights are going. I can't imagine they'll let this tier 1 go down for free. There's definitely a chance they'll respond to this, especially with Global Silence being back up in 15 seconds.
Key difference in this team. OG is itemizing for how Blink is winning these fights right now. They're going straight B Gibby on Tusk, straight B Gibby on Bloodseeker, freeze on the Magnus. Global will do nothing.
Global's going to be there. Thompson, of course, still able to close in on the gap with the snowball, but now the counterplay comes in. Wesson turns in with the silence. They have to control as well from Baxars. They'll take Thompson down. Baxars has just enough mana to zip up to the high ground, but will still end up going down there. No-Tail was thrown out upon him. So trade there between the mids. Both mids going down. OG, of course, at least able to force out the Global Silence. So maybe a bit of a window for OG to look for something else now.
Potentially, I think as soon as Tusk is back up, they're going to keep poking. But because you don't have a Blink Dagger Magnus, it's not as easy to make those quick plays. Like when you kill a Storm, you smoke stuff, but because it's so early in the game, Storm's already going to be alive, and with no tier 1 towers taken, it's very easy for him to fight him. I wouldn't be surprised if OG, they do these continued smokes, which is like, poke your head for a cheap kill, quick reset. Because they're not looking to win a fight or win the game right now. They're looking to make that kind of like 6 minutes time. When the Greaves, the double BKB is online, limit capable Rubik, like they're fully itemizing for that one big fight to break the game. I'd say by minute 20. By minute 20, OG are going to have a fight where they should, on paper, with their items, be much stronger than poor SMN just gets trapped up.
So TP's coming in. They won't be able to back SMN up. In fact, SMN's still alive. Thompson wasn't able to finish him off. The TP's come in, Blink. Not a team to let a man go down on his own there. They're there with the backup, and they make sure that SMN, he's walking out alive with that one, T.
I mean, when you're playing mid-Tusk, right, if you commit with a snowball, you've committed. You can't back out and aggressive player. He's kind of feeling the repercussions of his aggression. A couple of times now, he's kind of snowballed into absolute doom in this there.
It's going to be the tier 1 going down.
Dyer's
That kill that Blink's able to take against Thompson. They take the tower. Top lane as well. They're also looking for action up here. Seb has to drop the RP. Finds out some sort of safety. Will be able to land the combo nicely there with a follow from No Tail. So Blink will be punished for that move up top. Seb and No Tail able to turn that one around and keep no one safe.
One Seb returning with a tip. You know, we haven't seen many tips. It's more been Team Blink tipping each other and stuff. And Seb, oh wait.
Oh, no, good. He's going to take him down. SMN will get finished off by no one. But a nice little snipe there from Anku. Immediately going in and taking him down.
Sorry, you're casting the game, I'm casting the tip. I'm just...
You've got to keep your eyes on the tip game.
Mate, as soon as Seb tipped, I was like, hold up. And he don't tip. As soon as he does it, there we go. So right now, keep an eye. Earthspirit versus Magnus. The little battle between the two.
Oh, hang on. He got the kill. I went away because I was like, there's no way he's going to find something with this. But he was going around with the ball lightning behind the tier 2s. And he's actually able to find Backsaz walking on.
He went on the longest journey possible. Like, he went all the way down through bot jungle, behind the tier 2, tier 3 midden. Fair bloody play, mate. I said at the very start, I wanted to see MSS pop off, and they're the small
That's
plays.
the kind of moves, yeah. You don't expect them. I didn't, and Backsaz certainly didn't as well. He was like, well, I'm going to be fine here walking back, but no, MSS making moves with the ball lightning across the map to turn that ball lightning against the storm.
And now, I mentioned this timing of OG. BKB, 200 gold away for Tusk. Seb, 200 gold away from Greaves. Bloods got already BKB. Like, they are about to be so strong. After a very chaotic early game.
SMN, he's not getting any up this time. He's got nothing to do to help him there. OG get the quick kill. We'll see over in the mid. There's the rupture set up from no one. Make sure that Wesson has no chance of running from them. And now the tips are back on the menu here from Seb. Throwing them out of the way as Wesson gets taken down. We'll see them eyeing up more. Thompson straight underneath the tier 2. There's the shot down to Anko. Quick punch up. Double kill for Thompson. Maybe more. Backsaz is kind of fighting on his own, and he's a little low on the mana. Thompson, he's still got the move, but this hate stream still going. He can stay on top of the storm. They'll take out a 4th. And indeed, No Tail joining in on the tipping game after a fight like that. As 4 heroes taken away from Blink, OG lose nothing. That's the kind of aggression that OG want to be getting away with.
Under attack.
Yeah, and that's kind of the game-breaking play I expected. They actually did it a little bit quicker. Without the BKB and the Greaves, they still went for it because there was a perfect opportunity. Unscripted by himself and finding the players. And now we're tag team into Roshan with the Greaves, double BKB. If you look at Team Blink and the items they have,
I mean, can Blink stop this?
I mean, they can poke them, but when they see the items that OG have, they're going to be a little bit afraid.
Well, we'll get a bit of damage onto Seb there with the sharpshooter. It's buying time for the majority of them to set up. Still some time. The Backsaz is out. He's going to be back in a second. Wesson keeping his distance. Thompson's actually going to be following up with a snowball up to the high ground. It's a pretty deep. Thompson on the HP as with the BKB gets healed up by the Greaves from Seb, and now Global Silence comes out. Thompson turns over towards SMN. Will be able to deal with Silence over to the side. No one's in with the BKB. Takes out overkill. Backsaz will zip away. Incredible on the HP. Anku able to trap the two of them. We'll see a sniper to deal with the ultimate, and it shouldn't be enough damage. I believe Backsaz will be more than fine here. So he's going to live, but at the least we'll keep him held in the fountain. So OG still able to step away from the Roshan, get themselves a couple of kills, and then straight back to business. This Roshan should be theirs.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's just running around.
I mean, Blink's still trying to put a stop to this, but it's already been done. Oh, finishing up the road, get the Aegis set. Don't get taken out. Deal with the Aegis on the Bloodseeker. Maybe they can take it down the once. Not quite. Glimmer up, throwing the way of no one, keeping him safe here from this damage that Weston's trying to keep on top of him. So a few creeps around, which will be very handy there for no one to heal up a little bit and protect this Aegis. And he's just picked up another Glimmer used to allow him to separate himself from Backsaz. As OG, very miraculously, they're able to actually keep that Aegis completely fine here on no one. So once they do lose Thompson and Seb, they will be able to reset and still have plenty of time this next upcoming 4 minutes to make a move with no one having the Aegis.
That's utility from NSS, right? Just constant Glimmer capes, always being in the position to help out. And yeah, again, I feel like for Blink, they're showing that they're able to constantly take cheap fights, but when you compare both teams, OG, after a cheap fight, you know they're kind of planning something ahead, right? There's a Blink playing in the moment, which is great. It's allowing them to go toe to toe, but you're not really seeing that kind of what's next opportunity. It's always, let's wait and see what fight occurs, and that's how this 5k lead's being built for OG. If you're team Blink, I kind of like where they're going with, at least with the, go for the shard, get that depth shroud online. Go for the cheap fight. When you go against like RP and stuff, you throw that depth shroud and whoever gets RP, you're gonna save them very quickly. Go for the turnaround fight, but yeah, Team Blink still not really buying any items to be incredibly tanky right now. It's just going for the damage, finding the opportunity to go for the kills, and if they can kite out the BKBs, kite out the Greaves, then they can go toe for toe. If they don't,
Radiant's top
then
tower is under attack.
OG for sure are setting the pace right now.
Obviously built by Serbia, just continue to build out those auras, Greaves with a pipe. And who's nearly got his eye? And he got that completed right here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
See if they want to respond to this. OG able to take the top tier 1 tower. Still moving forward here because there's also on the Aegis. So having his Gleipnir now complete.
Radiant's
just
top
a bit of
tower
lockdown
is
because
under
if you look
attack.
at Seb's going for the Greaves and then into a pipe. He's kind of going for Gleipnir to cover the CC mag's not providing because he doesn't blink. Plus he can also covering a little bit.
Coming with the TPs.
Dire's
Blink.
middle tower is under attack.
Towards Thompson. He's going to try with the TP out. And he is away. Literally just before that last right click was going to come in, couldn't have been any closer. Thompson will live. See them pop the global, give them a chance to pick off the supports. They do get no tail and they will get MSS. So quick move there around the global silence to take down 2 members of OG, maybe even more. They look towards no one and without the support backup, no one might be in trouble 2 times back to back here. That's the Aegis gone. They'll line up for a second attempt on him, and of course with the BKB already used early in the fight, there's no escape. An excellent punch back there from Blink, immediately deciding to make that play as soon as they were aware that OG had sort of relaxed a little bit and backed up as a team from committing for the tier 2 tower. They get caught split up and it hurts big time. 3 dead, maybe more. So already underneath the tier 2. Got overkill and Weston looking towards 7 Thompson. Of course these two the tankier of the members of OG, so not quite so easy to go for. They're still going to try it. With the drag back to the Vortex, pound form from overkill. They've been able to take down Thompson and Seth. He stands no chance on his own. As Blink, they strike back hard. They're going to be straight down the mid and pretty much taking the tier 2 away from OG, which pretty much occurs like a minute after, where I think they pretty much assumed that they were going to be the team taking out of the first tier 2 this game. That's not the case. Blink strike back.
This is the first of all, right? There's no BKBs on OG because they're either using it to run away from the global or Thompson already used the sneak out, so Thompson's not even there. And that's the strength of Silencer plus Storm set, right? You global, Storm just sits in. Hey, Rubik, they can't do anything against us. Sure, maybe a Glimmer Cape or a 4-staff if they're quick on the thing, but if they're jumped, they're gonna die, especially with Earthquake. Like, they've been struggling so hard in these fights because OGs have been kind of setting the pace. But when they see an opportunity, especially when Thompson is like by tier 2, yeah, the perfect time for Blink to literally go one by one off. That wasn't a team fight. That was just a brutal chase down on OG
Dire's bottom tower is
after
under
this very
attack.
aggressive positioning. Yeah, I love the fact that Blink, they get 1 kill, they keep going. Like,
Dire's bottom tower
I want to
has
see them try and connect it into some, because right now all their fights, all their killing, are kind of not really anything. I want to see that tenacity again from them. That was a 5k lead from all completely lost.
Radiant
I
are
love
scanning.
smoking up. It's like, guys, we're strong. Why are we sitting back? Let's go for the kill. This could be a moment where Blink, if they turn it around once again, then maybe they start to grow a lead themselves.
Oh well, leading the way, looking to open up here with the Gleipnir. Rupture.
Oh, they're chasing the hoodwink! Run!
Who should be safely out of harm's way here. They definitely seem to be aware that this move's coming towards them. Anku does get caught, but Blink will let him die. In fact, Seth dropping down the RP for that pesky hoodwink.
Dire are scanning.
Alright, to be fair, if you look at the mini-map, there are 3 dire wards in the perfect position of where Hoodwink ran down from mid all the way to bot lane. So it's like he was fully envisioned the entire time. And Blink, they actually wanted a group of us 5 and do a wraparound with them.
Baxos, he's considering going in on them. He knows that OG have sort of relaxed a little bit once again and split up. As they'll get the kill. Baxos, indeed, as soon as he picks that up, he's not messing around. Picks up No-Tail's gem, goes for the zip TP. See if Weston's going to be able to TP out as well. Oh my goodness. We're getting some close TPs this game. That stolen sharpshooter from MSS nearly able to take him down, but not quite. He's out in time with a TP. And again, just another smart move there from Blink as a team, deciding to go back in with just the 2 of them, realizing they can get that kill on No-Tail, they can pick up his gem, and they can get out of there.
The plays from Blink right now, like your hoodwink dies, but you linger in the area. You get a vision of the gem, instantly get it and run away. Like they're just every play OG's trying to make to apply pressure. Blink is just able to at least find an opportunity to turn it around. So like the gem is such a key factor.
Mid setup. Will show himself. Straight with that try. Let's go for the play. MSS looks to help out with the Glimmer Cape thrown down onto Seb. Charge them to turn with no one. Chasing down Wesson. The stolen sharpshooter hitting onto Baxars. The follow-up Gleipnir keeps the storm locked down. OG to get things going back their way once more again. Here with the double kill for no one. We'll see an attempted escape from Anku, but indeed pops it. Traps him out there. No chance of escape. OG find the 3 of them with the creeps moving in on the mid. Be their chance to take down a tier 2 themselves.
Gem recovered. So after all the hype of Blink finding these small little wounds, OG just gonna group up and go, let's fight together, guys. Let's just cross them together.
Up to the side. So the 2 members alive of Blink, Azaman and Overkill, staying out on the map. Underneath the tower, they'll happily go. Bit of an ambitious TP attempt there from SMN. That's abruptly shut down by the snowball from Thompson. Was OG. A 4th kill off the back of the team fight. Continue to get the lead back in their hands here. 3k lead at the moment now for OG.
This fight is the perfect example of how OG wants to take fights. He's just Magnus getting initiated on with a greed, with a pipe. He's even going halberd after this. Like, he wants to just be the center of attention and then allow all the other heroes around him to kind of AA and Rubik to hide in the tree. Don't get jumped by and then take the fight from there. And that's exactly what happened in engagement. OG positioned nicely that Magnus was the one that was jumped. Blink got a little bit kind of excited to initiate, but we're at the point of the game now with these lineups. It's just non-stop fight. Like, there's no reason either team needs to back down right now. OG go from 5k lead to no lead to 5k lead. Like, in any minute this game could just accelerate to a 10-20k lead for one team, depending on who gets the perfect jump. Yeah, OG kind of in the driving seat right.
Comes the timing still. Just the 1 minute until Roshan is back up, so OG may just look to hold this position on the map to make sure that they can set up for that next objective. I think they are going to want to do something about this. That time, Thompson. Rather far from the rest of his team. We'll see if OG can get over in time to help, and they can't. Thompson caught a little too far from the rest of his teammates. And Blink, they may be able to go for more. I mean, obviously the BKB potential from no one does mean that they're very cautious about how they approach the Bloodseeker. I mean, at the least, they'll be very happy with just getting a free kill on Thompson like that.
That is some aggressive position. Like, I'm looking at the minimap, I'm like, isn't Thompson just a little bit too far away from his team? Like, sure he has BKB and not allow the team to get there, but if he's gonna get hit by a quick vortex or an Earth Spirit roll without pressing BKB, he's gonna die. That's exactly what happened. Thompson, of course, it's in his playstyle. It's how he annoys and breaks teams, but, you know, Blink have done a very good job at least reading Thompson's aggression and go, wait, it's a bit too right,
Radiant.
I think the cool thing about Thompson's playstyle is his itemization. He didn't go for the Orb of Corrosion. He didn't rush Blink Dagger. He went for the BKB. So, like, he's just aggressive posturing allows him not to always go for Blink.
Stupendous!
Yeah, I like the fact that he's going for like the standard task, which is buy Corrosion, buy Blink, buy BKB, then look for items after. So it's refreshing to see play the same heroes, but slightly different.
Roshan's back up. Next team fight could result in the winning team grabbing that Aegis. Everyone ready to go here. All ultimates online and available. Sides. He makes a jump first. It's going to be backside. Immediately gets caught up by the telekinesis. Global Silence will be able to keep him covered, but still with the punch up, they have a bit of disable through that BKB at Buxars. Not enough though. Able to zip away and keep his distance. And we'll offer the TP back to base, make sure he can refuel that mana as quickly as possible. OG, I can't do something potentially whilst the storm through fueling. Won't be able to catch anyone from Team Blink. As Team Blink, they'll back off, wait until Backside is ready to rejoin them. OG, they're going to try and force the Roshan during this time. No one in Thompson immediately move into the pit. See if Blink are able to time some sort of initiation to get in and put a stop to this, because he's going down fast. Zev trying to keep the sort of area between the cover. He's committed down. Oh, he's able to get the snatch! Overkill, able to find the perfect time to jump in. And OG, they get the kill on Roche, but Slark, he's got the Aegis. Zev, driven away to safety. See no one stand back over towards Wesson. OG will just get the one kill against Wesson, but overall, overkill. He's the man to walk away with the Aegis team.
Woo! Like, the fact that Blink, they didn't have global, they needed to just play on in a position there to try and get in. Of course, they got Earth for it, Storms for it. Slark, they got probably 3 of the best heroes to go for a snipe. And as soon as they had that inkling it was going low, go, Avengers double, everyone in the pit. Right, like the ability to surely get Etterman after, but now I have respect for Blink to get the Aegis. I think if you're OG though, these are the type of moments where it's like, just keep going. That's been the theme of the game for OG. Even when they lose a fight, just keep going. We have items, keep going. Seb just picked up Halberd, keep fighting. But even when they're getting like at least outplayed in these smaller moments in regards to, say, the Aegis snipe and stuff, like they're not going, wait a second, wait out Aegis now. It's like we misplayed, we gave them Aegis, let's go for another tower, let's go for another fight, we'll beat them in the next fight. The confidence that you kind of obviously expect from these players. And Blink, they have done an incredible job, even though the net worth doesn't reflect it. They've done an incredible job at least going toe for toe in the skirmishes, constantly just looking at the fight and kind of being on the same level.
G chased out of Harry's jungle here. There's a zip watch from Buxars. He's ever closing on No Tail. Wesson have to control MSS. Sets up for Buxars to zip over and do you get the line there to clean up both supports from OG. Well, one thing that Blink are very much good at, as we're seeing time and time again in this fight, is in this match, anytime they know OG split up, they're immediately going for these sort of plays. They take every opportunity that gets presented to them.
I think if you look at Slark real quick, his pivot after his because against Bloodseeker, he's going for the Sanjin Yasha. You don't often expect this to be like a 4th item pickup, but against the Bloodseekers, he's at that resistance, get rid of Rupture a little bit quicker, get up the a little bit quicker, it will allow him just to exist within the fight. Yeah, Blink, they overcome the mid-game hurdle of OG, which was that big double BKB, Greaves timing, the motion advantage, and they now put themselves in a comfortable position.
I'll get the combo locked down onto Thompson, but the BKB's out in time. Global will be popped, Thompson's able to chase Weston up to the high ground, get the kill, and out the BKB coming to an end, there's no thing for Backside to zip in, grab him with the vortex, Taresha commits with the Shadow Dance, and now he's going to turn over towards Seb. Silence will cause him to have to hold his ground for now. Slark won't be able to continue to chase right at this moment in time. A good kick from Weston there, getting SM up to the safety to the high ground. No one will manage to commit with the BKB and continue to chase him out to the high ground. Looks over towards Weston as well. Will manage to get back clean up on both supports. Back in the river, Aegis has been taken out of the hands of Overkill. OG won't be set up to take a second life from him though. Still, very much seeing the power of the Bloodseeker. No on 14, 2, and 3. You can see in the net worth difference as well. Of course, this whole game pretty much has had that top spot. And we're very much seeing, in these team fights, whilst Blink can pretty much kill anyone else on OG, dealing with the Bloodseeker is getting very, very tough for them.
Yeah, it's the idea that Blink win fights after BKBs are used, and when they have ability to throw them into a hero. And that's like a fight there. Blink, if they had the confidence of, guys, we're winning some of these fights, let's try and make a play out themselves. But they're jumping on a tough BKB. Follow up after BKB ends, and in that position, OG, they have high ground advantage on their side of the river. They're still nicely committed fighters. Yeah, I think for Blink at least, it goes back to my previous point about they're really good at winning secondary fights, but they're struggling a little bit with that instant burst heroes. Still a very delicate game, very in the balance. You just have to respect the tankiness for OG. If they ever miss-execute or don't perfectly CC a hero down, that's when OG will just thrive. Especially you mentioned the Bloodseeker, like yeah, he's 14, was it 2 in the 3?
Dire's top tower is under
Stellar
attack.
game so far from no one.
You've got that throw of set with the blink dagger. Managed to get all those other items pretty well versus an offlaner, but now that blink, whenever it comes out from the Magnus, it really is that extra threat that someone's going to get caught by. Seb, highly likely to be able to make the jump, make that sort of counter play as well. Unless SMN can keep it perfectly played with the global silence. Because he comes out and waits for Seb to remove that from himself. We'll see underneath the tower, no one. Off the BKB, Andrew tries for the TP out. They've gone pretty aggressive here, OG. And Blink will rise to the occasion to try and fight back at them. They've lost Wesson. That's with his own BKB will have to walk this one off. Thompson underneath the tower tries to go in deep to take out SMN. Puts the BKB in an attempt to run away, but the physical damage will be enough to take him out. So Blink, as a whole, once again, punishing OG there for the aggression. Losing Wesson. And in return, able to take Thompson out.
It's fine, it's so chaotic, and I think for Thompson, he's always going in. He's got one direction to be ancient. And then when Slark's cutting into the backline, it is causing a little bit of disconnect with OG where Thompson's off by himself going for the big play. Seb was nicely positioned trying to help Notel. Yeah, that's the chaotic nature of Blink's fights. When they're in the area that they want to play in, they don't overcommit. If they poke and kick, chipping in fights, they thrive. They really annoy OG. I think Blink's learning a lot about even anytime they've committed on a hero by fully going in, using all resources to get to a position. That's when they're. But when they throw a spell out, disengage, throw a spell out, disengage. That's when OG suddenly Thompson's a little bit too deep, or Notel's getting saved by Seb. They are kind of adapting as the game goes. But OG, they're probably not too concerned. If you think about their team comms, it's like, guys, we still have Blink RP. We find that one to fight together as a cohesive unit, and then we'll be fine. I think most teams obviously are pretty happy right now. It's a team completely bad.
It's a close game.
It is. The amount of D was coming out from Blink, of course, with the slot. Getting to see when he's the shadow isn't available. It's really helping Blink have a little bit more.
Just being picked up back. It's fine. It's got that completed. So very, very farm storm. Ready with some of the sort of target prioritization from him. Smash 15, 6, and 9. They've get on the mid storm. Not a lot of people are so very, very good play. See them try and keep Overkill completely locked down. We'll have the RP timed nicely to make sure there is no escape for Overkill from playing pretty deep down the top lane. Obviously felt a bit safer as a Slark than maybe he should have there, as clearly OG they did have the AoE control to make sure that he doesn't get away with being on that part of the map.
I think when you think about Magnus versus Slark, as soon as you have Blink with the skewer, Slark throws down his shard, his depth shroud. You're always going to be able to skewer whoever's inside the shroud away from it to find the kill.
Top tower
Magnus just 1v1 does pretty well against Slark.
In the mid. He's got the BKB. He's going to be fine. Or Emmett, actually, they're going to try and chase him. He's still got a decent amount of mana left. And indeed, will zip to a very safe distance before being able to TP out. Sorry, he was. Not often that you sort of see the storm going for that mid tower damage at the tier 3. Nearly gets caught out as well because not often the high ground was able to just cut in and get him with that first hit bash. The active of the best.
Fair, after that play, if you just look at the minions and how PUBG played it, they had, I think it was Magnus and Tusk top mid instantly behind the tier 2s, tier 3 area, skipping the wave. So Storm's for it on the map, like he sees 2 big cores just by the towers at his own base. So it's like going there is a fair play. It's just you get hit by a bash and something that's different. I feel like the net worth in this game extremely fake. Like, there's never really been a lead, even though OG has been like 5k, 2k this entire time. It's like it just feels like a dead even game. Way easier for OG to like execute, if it makes sense, because they're the ones that could 100 to 0 hero. If you compare like the offlaners, right, between Hoodwink and a Magnus, Hoodwink, Gleipnir, Octarine Core, Blink Dagger, it's all about like getting in and out, poking, killing, just executing a hero. On the other hand, Seb, he's like the big beefy ball. You know, he walks into the middle, he enables the rest of his team. It's fun when you compare like the same role and what they're trying to provide, because it's like, who is the Seb on Blink? Like,
it's kind of,
they don't have.
It's Wesson, right?
Kinda, yeah.
He's the one that's rolling in, and obviously he has, you know, he's nowhere near as tanky as a Magnus with the items that Seb has. But I mean, it's kind of been him and Backsaz, right? They go in.
Yeah.
You know, these fights, these two, they're not afraid to zip forward, roll in, very much trusting in, you know, and rightfully so, because, you know, SMN, each time they've gone for those plays, Global always has been there just to be able to sort of trip OG up and slow down OG's response to these, you know, not necessarily the most tanky heroes that Blink's throwing into the front of the fight.
Fun when you see that type of playstyle. It's like, we're not going to be defensive, all out offense. And if we lose the game, it's because we haven't been able to execute in our offensive nature. And like that type of mentality, we don't really have a plan B of defense. It's like, you don't see it often in drafts. Most kind of captain drafters always have some level of it. Like, OG, they've got Tusk for some type of save, Rubik for save, Magnus in the high ground defense. Like, they have many layers of offense. Blink is like, boys, we go in, we find kills, we get out. So it's been a great game so far.
Radiant's top tower is
I'm happy that it
attack.
hasn't been like a one-sided game that I think most people watching will always look at OG and go, yeah, it's the EU closed qualifiers. Of course they'll win, you know? It's really cool to see that they are having to go toe-to-toe.
Backsaz putting over the quick kill to start things off, goes straight away over the wall to Rubik. MSS gets taken out, but the BKB out for no one in time, turns and takes out Backsaz in return. Give the 1-for-1 over to the river here, Wesson.
Radiant's top
He's
tower
gonna
is
use that
under
axe to turn Seb to stone, kick him a nice safe distance away from himself. There you go in the mid, Thompson. Takes down Hank. With the other one, Blink jumps in at the punch up. Hank able to turn. Here's the start actually laying down the tree. But still, not going to be safe enough for Overkill to commit. He has to get on high ground. Seb knows where to find him. He's able to get back to the Seb. Really wants to try and finish him off. The buyback's going to come out, in fact, from Backsaz. Wants to punish this dive from Seb. Comes straight back into the action with the buyback. Will punish Seb for trying to chase in and get that kill. And he's in fact going to look for more. Backsaz, he's out straight away over towards Thompson. Enough mana to pick up another. And now another one on top of that as well. Gets no tail. Backsaz with an incredibly high value buyback.
That's an insane buyback, and the aggression from OG, great to watch, but Blink instantly.
It's up, so Backsaz, he'll be able to head over and make sure that he's got this ready for the next fight. Seb knows he doesn't want to let them have this. He comes in with the buyback, saying to be sent for no tail. They don't want Blink to get this Aegis.
This should be enough to defend it. No tail, how's ultimate available? He didn't instantly throw it out, as some AA players would have done. Holds it back a little bit, but the fact that OG finding some great pickoffs, a little bit excited. When you, in fairness, Slark had Rupture on him. If Seb connected on one of the spells,
he was so close.
Rupture's still there. It would have been like, he's dead. Does he even have buyback on Slark? He does have buyback, but probably would have forced it.
Look at them go. They just go straight into the jungle of OG. And look at what Seb. They've got him with the setup, and he's tanky, but is he tanky enough to survive through us all? Another jump forward from Overkill. They'll continue to stay on top of Seb. He tends to secure himself to safety, but ends up bringing Overkill with him. Turns with the disarm, but there's another Dark Pact, another pounce. Overkill in on top of Seb once more. And Seb's going to live. He's going to live. And in fact, with the Rupture, they're able to lay down onto Overkill. It's a bit of revenge there. You know, Seb may have died earlier diving for an attempt to kill on Overkill, but this time it's Overkill going down. Of course, at the same time whilst that dive was happening, Baxaz also dies inside the jungle of old G. So, that's a bit I don't think you can solo Roche there, my friend. He was just like, guys, what are you doing? Why are you diving the base? Oh, we want to do Roche. You don't want to help me? I'm going to do it on my own. Of course, he couldn't. He's dead.
Luckily.
Yeah, so that's just, you know, it happens to supports, isn't it? You cause a diving and you're like, well, just screw me, I suppose. I'm just gonna do me. Hit this Roshan.
At the Veil, higher than Fight, he's basically a core at this point, you know, he's a big lad, but my god. Yeah, Blink is putting a bit of OG playstyle in their own playbook and going so aggressive, but yeah, with Seb, how tanky was, fighting them back to the tier 4.
Radiant's middle tower is
I just love this game. It's like, this is what you want to see from a Dota game. Scrappiness, fighting, left and right, both teams being at it, and their point
Thompson. He's in. Oh, nice save though. Wesson.
Oh, no.
It's still time. Interesting interaction. I do. So what? Even though you won't take the damage once you're in stone form, as soon as you come out of it, if you're still ruptured, you will take the damage that you went through. Yeah. Nice try to save them.
If you click on the hook, we can look at depth summary. That's exactly how it's shown. It's like he's as enchant remnant, and then after it, 200 damage.
This plan don't work.
There we go. See there? See how he's stunned? And then after, there's one big sum of pure damage at the end.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Poor old Erdeming didn't stand a chance. Baxaz was back in play. Look, you know, Ankri does have buyback. See how much OG's able to take. Ooh, quick jump actually with the Abyssal Blade. No one. Everyone's up. Back Manku. Tackle. Bloodseeker back. Sassy zipped out on low ground. The global silence trying to keep him covered. The silence continues to look him down, but not enough. He's out to the high ground. He's away. No one living on minimal HP here. Of course, does have that Aegis still good to go. See the ice blast thrown overboard to Fountain. Doesn't quite catch any of Blink, so Blink will be okay to reset. Overkill TP's back to the base. Hanky tries to catch on to Seb. Seb only does that initial stop the Stormcast. Still though, it comes down. The Vortex is in. OG, they're diving pretty deep there. Right up north the Fountain. They've taken out Baxaz. That's the Storm Death for 99. They're getting into the Fountain. Buyback is available for Overkill though. And with the right near setup from Anku, they're holding OG close towards the Fountain. Jump over the pounce. The Reno alone with the cheese. It's there. No one back up to a decent amount of HP. Steal from Seb, dragging Overkill over the walls. No one has a no-tail, but the pounce is back up. Overkill able to spread to the side, keep his distance, but they're not far enough. No one's still in on top of the ultra kill for no one. He's looking for the rampage. He's not going to get it. No-tail's going to be able to take it in return. There's only one buyback available. It's from SMN. As we'll see, there's still a chance for no one to get himself that rampage. In he goes. Give the man a rampage. Seb, don't you dare, don't you dare! Come on. There we go, though. GG is cool. As OG will be able to take this game 1 against Blink. But a good game, though. So some fun stuff happening. A little bit of back and forth. Yeah, they gave it a pretty good shot. We'll see what they can do in game 2. But overall, OG, you know, when it comes to the chaos, there's only one set of lads that are going to prevail in that sort of environment.
I mean, it was a banging game, but I think I said around like 15-20 minutes in, when you have this scrappy type of fight, OG are the team.
Dire team ban.
DP are kind of examples of that. Cool. Thanks, OG, for giving my points some validity. Whew. God, I escaped that one, Owen.
Yeah, you smashed it there, yeah, with the Death Prophet ban. We'll see some respect from OG for Baxar's Storm, and I think understandable as well. He played a really good Storm Spirit for game 1T.
Yeah, it was a corker of a game. Like,
yeah.
Mad Lad he shut Topson down a little bit mid, put a lot of pressure on him.
10
He
seconds
lucky with the
remaining.
runes, but he just made some good rotations. I think he's like 6, 2, and 3,
5
entering the mid game around like
remaining.
minute 10, minute 15. So yeah, he had a very good entry to the game. Now I'd like to see what's the next hero hit. Of course, without Storm Spirit banned out, are you going to look for
Radiant team
player
pick.
style like?
I'm excited to see. So he was a very, very fun player to watch on the Storm. So whatever it is, I hope it's going to be something that has that same sort of potential as a Storm Spirit can. In terms of plays that he's going to have the potential to make.
10 seconds remaining.
See what yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
I'll see where Blink wants to go with this. Will we see them deviate away from that draft that they did in game 1? Before a draft that they had played exactly the same 4 days prior to today. So it's definitely a set of 5 heroes they're very happy with. There will have to be some changes with the bans that OG's
Dire
come out
team
with.
pick.
And here's one of them. So we're going to get the Dark Willow coming in as you would imagine the second support, but of course some crazy things can happen with this hero.
Through
10 seconds remaining.
sorry.
Baxaz, yes.
5
Yeah, some good
seconds
brain lag there
remaining.
for a second. So Baxaz, his mid.
Yeah, what we got? Some fun stuff? All right. Oh. Meepo. Hell yeah. I don't think we're going to get Meepo. I mean, Tinker obviously was banned out last phase by OG last game. So the Tinker's definitely something that they're aware of.
I'd be interested to see if they actually come through here. I'm not expecting a Meepo, of course,
Dire
against Trin,
team
against
pick.
plus equal of AoE
not
stuff.
World Devourer.
Hops and OD. Maybe
Right.
Seb still, but this is like OD's the hero where after you play game 1 as a team, wow, they're equally as scrappy as us. OD's the hero which is like,
10
let's go for a little bit more
remaining.
relaxed draft this time. Let Blink come to us a little bit more, and we'll just crush
5
them
seconds
mechanically,
remaining.
right? You've got Tree with living armor, you've got Bloodseeker who's quite hard to kill, and now you've got this Imprison of OG offlane or mid. You're kind of OG's like, not changing a lot, but like they're just saying, we're going to respect your aggression a little bit, and just make
Radiant
sure that we can
team
now play a little bit differently.
Well, I was already a little bit disappointed, I'll be honest, by the OD pick. You know, nobody likes an OD pick. And then they top it off with a techies. Oh, they're going dirty here, T.
I mean,
10
if this is
seconds
like,
remaining.
okay, so let's say it's like mid tops and OD, right?
Yeah.
With offlane, with
5
pos 4
seconds
techies.
remaining.
There needs to be some setup, but MSS techies, like we mentioned AoE damage, right? Like Willow's gonna be annoyed, Slark and Lane's gonna be annoyed. Like, this is a fun draft. This is just nice. Nice to see new, you know, after TI, the patch was like, it was a little bit, but it wasn't crazy where teams could just do new things, right? Like, you kind of need to develop on the... So now, OG's like, what do you want to play? MSS probably like, just pick me the techies, man. Thompson was like, just pick me the OD. Boom, boom, just pick. Like, there's no draft logic
Dire
here. Of
team
course there
back.
is, but like, there's like, the opponent's like, what the fuck?
Oh,
There's the Tinker.
oh it's turning into a bit more, sort of a pub nightmare. These heroes that are coming out.
Are we
You know,
playing
ODs,
close quality?
techies, tinkers. Oh, that's nasty. But at least there's a balance of the nastiness here between the
10
teams. So
seconds
as you were saying
remaining.
earlier, this is a hero that Blink, they play Backstars very good on it, and was also a hero that was banned out by old G in the game 1 draft. I think it was in fact at this stage. It probably would have been banned again here if Blink didn't pick it now. So Blink will get their hands on the Tinker, and we'll see how nasty he can be on it.
Because you mentioned it perfectly. This is literally the pub draft, right? Of course, these are close qualifier teams competing for Div 2, but I just look at them like, it's just got a smile on my face. It's just like,
5 seconds remaining.
All right, let's think about this a little bit more. So, for Blink, they do need an offlaner. That's why you see the Master ban. Potentially, you could see like a Lycan ban as well. It leans into that double rupture concept. If you rupture the Lycan, Slark will have a good game. You rupture Lycan will have a good game. That could be the next ban. Against, right now for Blink, their best timing is as soon as Tinker hits 6, he might look at the side lane for a couple of rockets out. As soon as he hits Blink, he needs an offlane that has an early game timing. Just so Silencer Willow plays with offlaner and Tinker air support behind, just to crush the earlier engagements with spam. So that's kind of the offlane pick for. It depends where their flexibility lies. Part of me just thinks Seb's gonna have the last pick in the draft, like OD is, Becky's is, and then they'll just pick up some initiating Blink style hero for Seb to get that quick catch on a Tink, get that quick catch on a Slark.
Radiant team ban.
There's the Lycan ban. Trying to think of the initiators. I'm worried that Axe might be a bit too weak, but Techies could offset that. It helps with catching heroes at least. Yeah, we'll see, I guess. But basically a Blink initiator for OG.
10
Seb will be
seconds
going.
remaining.
Let's see if that's what Blink
remaining.
suspect as well with this final ban. They take away one of those heroes indeed that Seb could use to get on top of the Tinker and the Slark. The Night Stalker very much fitting the bill for that
team pick.
role. And actually take off the Spirit Breaker. Definitely one of the more annoying heroes for a Tinker to deal with. Mostly able to just lock down on him and continue to charge through no matter what. Gee, what do they want to do? In not much time,
remaining.
only 5 seconds left on the reserves. So they're going to have to show something rather quickly.
5 seconds remaining.
What will it be? Will
Radiant
it be
team
something
pick.
for Seb?
Pugna.
It's going to be Pugna. Okay, so
Offlane OD then.
yeah, I imagine so. Right, it's got to be it's got to be Thompson on the Pugna, and not necessarily a hero that Tinker hates because it can catch him, but definitely the hero that Tinker hates for other reasons.
10 seconds
Once
remaining.
that little ward gets slapped down somewhere, it's not quite as fun for Tinker to be spamming
5
his
seconds
spell after
remaining.
spell after spell.
Yeah, especially a little bit of damage getting returned as well. Don't know. Because Tinker's so annoying with rearming to Blink. It's one of those things where, if he rearms and then the damage hits him, does that just auto-cancel his Blink?
Choose
Guessing
your hero.
probably not, but yeah, I think this is a nice adaptation. Having the OD flexibility is there. Now you can have Imprison into Techie's jump on lane. Of course, Slark can't get out of that with his backpack. Wow. These are 2 drafts I wasn't expecting from at least a direction, but I'm happy that they got here. It's a POS 5 Techies as well. It's a POS 4 tree. I expected it to be the other way around, so a lot of change ups from OD at least. And seeing Blink their lineup, it's going to be pretty robust, right? They've got good turnaround potential with Dawnbreaker. They've got just strong frontlining heroes to enable Tinker. It depends on what's the X factor here. Pugna, what is he going to provide in the game, early to mid game, to unlock OG to buy BKB, to then be able to kind of properly fight into team.
No, yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see. It really is, once again, yeah, that sort of overall turnaround. Not just the Dawnbreaker, right, but just having the global silence. If they get to if they're able to save someone jumping over with the Dawnbreaker ult, and then suddenly the global silence is out, Weston's hitting a fear on the members of OG, and that's all the time needed really for Backstars to start blinking around, laying down that consistent rocket spam. It could become annoying for some of the squishier members of OG, but time to see a different turn to the draft for both sides here in this game too. Of course, best of 3 here, ladies and gentlemen. Loser of this will get another chance in the closed qualifiers. They'll be knocked down to the lower bracket. I believe the winner of this series, right, they only have to go on and win 1 more best of 3 after this, right, T, to get themselves into Division 2. Yeah.
In Blink, if they are to lose this game, so neither team wants to lose this series. Neither team wants to go into the lower bracket and start the kind of the long run for the one slot. The 2 very unpredictable drafts that really rely on execution to get them over the.
Absolutely. And would you say, I mean, compared to game 1, are we going to see as much sort of clashes, or now how's this sort of going to compare to what we saw from both sides of lineups in game 1 of this best of 3?
Oh, please! It's not about the draft. These teams, they want the clashes.
Yeah. They want it. There, yeah. You can certainly imagine so. I'm used to being seeing not just from the current OG, but of course these players in their previous lineups in the original OG. You know, very much still showing that these players they came here to play Dota. They didn't come here to sit around and AFK. We're getting a lot of action from these lads.
30 seconds
the draft,
to battle.
what heroes will be Thompson, poking at the towers, working with his team. And on Blink, it's just when the techies, when the Tinker gets the. Yeah, there's quite a lot of pressure. Having to skill. Wait. And the tip's already starting. Seb going with the early tip on Teresha. This is only because of the previous game, but to be fair, don't forget, the previous game, Seb was tipping Wesson, the 4-player of Team Blink. Now he's the carry player. Maybe it's because of the double slant pick, the drafting style. He's kind of immediately thinking about Team Blink's approach, but I can analyze this later down the line, how Seb approaches the tips from 10 to 15.
So much blood.
And so how are we going to see these lanes go down? Obviously, Thompson able to take the Pugner this game in response to the Tinker. Did things go decently for the Pugner straight from the laning stage off? This is a lane where Thompson will be pretty happy.
Yeah, I think Thompson at least he's going to be able to pick up the lanes, get some early levels. There will be a brief point where some Tinker spam might go Thompson. He had a pretty decent 2 points bottle. As soon as he hits 5 drain, he doesn't care about the spam of Tinker, right? So I think it's more on how does Thompson apply that early pressure. I think the cool thing with this matchup at least is Tinker normally wants to make some early moves around the map when he hits 6. That's where Thompson will start tipping down the tower. Never wants the tower. That's also the reason for the bomb. We could potentially see Thompson overstep his mark and die mid. So I'll scream at you if I see that happen.
Absolutely, yeah. We don't want to miss first blood set. Professional stream here on the ODPixel channel. Of course, bottom lane, Blink. 2 of them, they did start off with the Quelling Blade, so they have managed to clear out a very nice area. The MSS won't have the benefit of playing around with the trees. I mean, so on the offlane OD build, I imagine, you know, Seb, build-wise, what kind of stuff do you imagine Seb to be picking up? Because I guess overall, he's not going to have sort of the same levels of auras that he did when he's playing the Mag, like last game. It's going to be quite different.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Sorry! I was looking at builds and having fun. I was looking at interesting stuff. Not Thompson killing Tinker. That's expected. Yeah, well, he's won GTIs, Owen. Oh, no. We expect him to get the kill. What do you mean? Okay, my bad. I actually was tabbed out looking at information.
He had a bit of helping hand. No tail came in. Was able to throw a few mines down. And they get that first blood.
That was my job. I failed you. I'm so sorry, everyone. It's because of my old age. to these, you know, nimble kids. I think Topson's older than me still.
1k gold lead now. That killing mine. See top lane.
I saw the look in your eye.
I mean, which lane would you say is more volatile out of these two duo lanes that we've got going? The sides.
Probably would be lane. There's a lot more kill potential. Both lanes. Dawnbreaker Willow, they actually have kill threat. Same thing with Techies and Bloodseeker. Like, who kind of steps further down the lane, then throw out your spells, and then get chased down with the right click.
Top lane. Jump in from no-tail. Rob right, we'll be able to be starting to step back with that. As I'm mid here, Backsaz will have another round of like second. How's Topson doing on the big charges and fairy fire? We'll get pushed back here around the 4-minute water rune spawn. Top lane, Anku. Another line up the combo onto no-tail, and that will get the job done. They take him out, same time down bottom. We'll see the death of MSS. So both supports being taken out across the map. No one gets the chance to take out Anku in return, though, as heroes from Blink start to fall low across the map.
Point if you back at mid, Topson gets the water rune, he gets the cup. As soon as he hits level 6, that's when he's going to be able to kind of just change up this lane. The Tinker Spam does nothing to him. Doesn't really matter. No, TP back to mid, fills Topson's bottle, and look at this tower in mid lane. This is the key thing. This is why they picked the Pugner. Tinker hates losing his tower early. It's already, you know, a third damage getting chipped down. To
just make sure that it's not too easy for anyone to head over and help Backsaz out against this consistent pressure that Topson's putting on this lane.
Oh, look at no-tail. He's being proper cheeky here. You gonna go for
He's going. Oh, he's thinking about it.
Oh, he's thinking. Oh.
He might think about going for Backsaz instead. Underneath the tower here. Probably able to connect with the mine. MSS has turned up with the 2 supports. They'll definitely take this kill. Backsaz, not a chance. SMN will continue on the TP in. He's on his own. See if he can take anyone out. I don't think he can. No-tail's going to be fine healing up. As OG, they'll be able to take out the 2 of them with that play around mid-tower.
Incredibly aggressive. They're just utilizing this Pugner pressure, and when you bring the supports in, Tink can't do anything about the early fight. Like, this is why OG was banning out Beastmasters Lycans, heroes that dictate the early pace of the game. Because with these heroes, you can't free up your supports to make these plays. And it's the vision that they have as well. They had top jungle warded, bottom jungle warded. Team Blink just de-warded here. You just saw Dark Willow doing that. But the fact that OG, because of how the draft went, don't care about Dawn farm, don't care about Slark farming bottom because Odie's. They're just going to constantly just mid lane and just keep taking the fight to them. Yeah, look at MSS, level 2, but still playing like he's, you know, level 6. He doesn't care. He's just going to stay here, posture, and help out. And Slark bot lane, about to die. There we go. Easy. Oh, I don't know. Oh, yep.
Around mid, Weston's trying to control MSS. Topson, he's going to be able to provide a bit of a heal, make sure that MSS, oh, okay, there wasn't enough heal. He tried his best there, Topson, to heal him up, but the burst from Backsaz still enough to take him down. Topson, not quite enough damage, even with the life drain to finish off the Dark Willow kill. No-tail was coming across to see if he could find a snipe, but it's a smart TP back to base there. Weston doesn't leave it up for any sort of risk around that tower. Topson, though, bringing Backsaz down incredibly low, and low enough for No-tail to get the snipe on him instead. They'll take out the Tinker mid once again. Bottom. Yeah, he just drops down the hammer, Seb. The heal coming in, and Seb will go down as Amku's able to provide that backup that Overkill needs to make sure that as a team, Blink, they'll clean up the 2 kills in return. Get a couple of permanent essence shift stacks for Overkill Slark.
Okay. Oh, and just flick to the net worth for a second, boss.
A lot of money on Topson.
A lot of money.
They want to do something about him, but he's got the backup of No-tail. No-tail's done an excellent job of just enabling Topson's plays, aggressive plays around this mid lane. Anku's going to try with the chase down. And then we'll get it. It's a bit kill there. Finally being able to take Topson off the map. He's been having an incredibly free time around the mid lane. Anku able to finally shut him down.
That's a kill. Already a 4k lead. Mid tower gone. For old G, they already have the levels. You know, Notal, level 5, MSS. Sure, he's level 3, but he can now set mid. I wouldn't be surprised when Topson's alive. His TP will be joining the... Maybe looking towards opening up this top bottom tower, kind of sweeping through the map. But okay, he actually goes back to mid. This was kind of the part where Pugner players, they can just and like just go tower to tower, but opting for a bit of farm. Is he now going to walk bottom? I don't know. But basically, this is now the point where Team Blink can't really join the fights. They don't really have much. They're basically like this lineup. It's like a 15-minute lineup. Get maybe exit lane 10 minutes. As soon as Tink has Blink, he's fight.
I'm looking at this well, Topson. Oh, he knew exactly where Blackstars was going to be TPing out to. Makes that move over towards that tier 2 position, knowing that as a Tinker he wants to clear that wave out, and they immediately strike there. So some good foresight there from Topson.
Yeah, 100%. I guess that's the thing where it's like going to bot tower is like the obvious play, but go mid, look up, kind of hides in the trees, kill Tinker. Continues to force him. Okay, in fact, he's just not going to leave mid lane. No one's pretty low, but look at him. He's just mid tier 2 is already half HP. Minute 9.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bottom. Trying to come in for the kill, but heals coming in from Anku. As Blink will manage to take him down. See if they can chase out MSS as well here.
Run okay, gets the courier.
Easy courier. He'll take that on the way out. But overall, Overkill, the real winner here. You know, 9 minutes in early in the game, he's already managed to pick up 5 stacks of the Essence shift. See in the mid, Wesson trying to hold on the defense here against Topson, and he's only just gone and done it. So Topson, whilst he got a bit of damage done to the tier 2 tower, Wesson, he's able to get a solo kill on him.
Alright, let's rephrase that. A bit of damage? Look at this tier 2. It's just about to hit minute 10.
It's true. You think that's one of those situations where you're saying, well, you don't mind if you're dying there. Topson's like, well, you know, whatever. I literally did 2,200 damage to your tier 2 tower.
But if he had player cams right now, he would have the biggest grin on his face right now. He'd be...
Oh, yeah, he always does, yeah.
Like, this is just annoying. Like, I think I've seen this a couple of times, like, back when Pugner was a little bit more prevalent. It's just this idea that they win mid so easily, they just beeline it down mid lane. And, like, you rarely see that, because, like, the meta of Dota now is, like, take mid tower, move bot, play the jungle, but...
Good play from Anku. And Wesson, they knew, they knew that Topson was going to be going straight back to that tower. You know this tier 2's at 300 HP as the Pugner, and as a Topson, he wants to finish that off. But Anku and Wesson make sure that he gets no sort of a chance as they slam him down as soon as he steps back up onto Blink's half of the map.
Fun to just watch the randomness. You know? It's like, but yeah, fair play from Blink. The fact that Anku stays around,
Dire's middle
looks
tower
for the kill,
is
and
under
I'm trying
attack.
to scout around the heroes, and I guess maybe the Blink from the Tinker. About 700 gold away. That's going to be the first item timing for Blink to play around. Because if you look at, let's say, like the Dawnbreaker, you got Echo Saber really quick fight. Same thing for Slark, going for Echo Saber. Your position 1 and 3 both buying Echo Saber isn't going to give you this grand entry. You're playing against Overgrowth, Living Lumber and Tree, the Improvement. Like, right-clicking isn't your friend in these fights. There's a lot of pressure on Tinker. One to find Blink Dagger, but also to somehow get to level 12 to reduce that rearm time.
Solid response on the bottom lane from Blink. As MSS and Seth, they tried to poke. And the 2 TPs come in. Weston's able to turn around the double kill. No one does take the 2 kills in return himself. Meanwhile, whilst that action was going on, back over mid, guess who was trying to walk down it again? It was Topson. And once again, he does die. Again, Anku just making sure that Topson, he's not going to get to quite finish off that tier 2 tower at this moment in time.
It's actually the reason that you're running down mid in pubs. Topson's doing it in a pro game, and this is why players, they do it in their games, but they do it a little bit differently. Topson, he has an objective in mind, taking the tier 2. Unfortunately, he's not finding the success yet, but please, guys, don't replicate Topson's play. Don't run down mid, unless you're Pugner trying to take a tower.
Yeah, he's going to look elsewhere on the map now, Topson. He's like, all right, we'll go for the tier 1s. We'll get the tier 1s instead.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. under
Tier 1s they
attack.
should certainly get. It's not going to be easy for Blink to pull together a defense against this sort of
Dire's
spam.
structures are
Going to have
fortified.
Backsaz TP in
Dire's top
to lay
tower
down the
is under
rockets to
attack.
lead deter
Radiant's bottom
OG a
tower
little
is
bit.
under attack.
So as you can see, this tower falling very, very quickly to the consistent blast. SMN does have global if they want to try something. Further TP's coming in there. They are going to try and put together I mean, already at the side, the spam from Backsaz is killed on Noctail. Anku's going to look to get on top of Seb. Seb able to hold back the Dawnbreaker with the Astral. Thompson poking in from the side. A solid life drain, bringing the Dawnbreaker down low. They can still continue to fight this because MSS and no one trying to find a target. They'll find it. Anku, no chance for him. And maybe more casualties here for Blink. Wesson is toying around with the threat of the fear. If OG do continue to chase.
They see. That was so close. So inside the grass, then got is encountered by the and MSS was kind of cautioned like, guys, maybe I go for it, but I think they were just respecting the potential terrorize behind it, the global as well. Engaging there. Constant objective pressure from I think they just maybe they did same now. Getting a free kill into second. It's gonna help out a little bit.
Oh, will be a free kill for Thompson in return.
Same with like OG's lineup. They're very good at early game fighting / kind of objective pressure. But if Blink get to items where Slark's got an Ags jumping in and out of fights, Tinker's around, even goes to like a BKB Shivas, goes super. That's what OG might suffer a little bit. So I think there's a lot of emphasis right now on OG be very clinical with how they approach kind of this early point in the game. And of course Bloodseeker being 8.4 net worth uncontested once again from no one. That will help out. I don't know, a freebie.
Dire's middle
Thompson
tower
getting
is under attack.
some revenge against these pesky supports that issues earlier with his TP response to mid. Picking them off one by one, 7 kills now built up on the Pugna. Now, getting close to another tier 2 tower. SMN is going to start to try and scare Thompson off. The presence of Backsaz, it'll certainly work for now, unless MSS is able to find some sort of setup. He's playing around in trees, does have that ultimate ready to go, but the scan's there from Blink, so they know that MSS is hiding in this area, trying to look for that sort of play. So Backsaz won't get caught out for now.
Mentioned OG and how they like to play. They always like to sync up big item timings, and it is Aghanim Scepter. He's been able to free farm top lane for quite some time. Notal's now free farming mid lane in the help to get him a quick shard. He's going to get that quite soon. And no one's about to clear GKB, so they've distributed the farm quite nicely. So once again, around 17-18 minutes, they're going to all have quite a key item to give them a bit more kind of momentum fight. So Blink need to be a bit aware that OG are going to be hitting quite a strong timing once again. But kill-wise, they've done a really good job at kind of stemming the bleeding a little bit.
OG. Thompson stayed in the bottom area in their jungle for the last few minutes. Will finally get chased out. We'll try to see if he can close this dip. And then Thompson just a bit too speedy. So he got away with a lot of time down in that area of the map. And also knows when to call it quits and get out of there before Blink's able to catch him.
Thompson's got 450 move speed with Tranquils. He's got green, he's then going to have a Glimmer Cape. Like, he's got high move speed, low cooldown spells. Soon going to be able to go invisible and kite out some of this magic damage and spam from King's Willow. Like, yeah, Thompson is really annoying. That's the TLDR on this one. Yeah, OG should be grouping up now. Now they kind of, each of their heroes has a key item presenting themselves in the early fights. And Tinker, luckily for their Team Blink, has just hit level 12. That is kind of like key early game.
They'll get a quick kill onto Notel. See if OG can turn this around. MSS thinks about dropping the ult, but a little too far to the side of it. No one's going to commit him with the BKB. First of all, he's going to go to
Well, they found the Tinker.
Dawnbreaker. Got that setup here. No one trying to get rid of the squishier supports first as he focuses SMN, and now with that setup we'll be able to turn back around and look towards Tinker. But the backup's in. Anku with the buyback heal jumps across with the ult. Tinker will still go down. Anku able to make sure that no one pays for this play with his life. Back in the river. Sniped by No Tail. Same to be said for Wesson. So whilst he was able to commit in and chase out Seb, he will die for that one there on the slot, because No Tail get the tasty cleanup and now can go back over towards the mid. Find a bit of safety. It's finally gone. 18 minutes in. Still a solid timing to take these tier 2 towers down. Maybe even a chance for some kills on top of it. The life drain's there. Anku tries to valiantly come in to try and stop Thompson from killing SMN. But it's unfortunately in vain for him as they both die. Thompson survives.
Please press enter. We have a development on the tip warfare. It has succeeded. Seb, after 3 tips, has 4 slug to all chat. Seb hater. No, go down. There you go, right there. Seb hater, smiley. Seb has got to slug. Anyway, Thompson is potentially dying in the mid lane. No.
He's chilling. He's chilling. He's got a load of money as well. He's probably considering his options. I mean, does he really need a glimmer, or could he get himself something a bit more fun? You know, maybe time to queue up that Dagon.
Oh, okay. I like how you're talking. I remember the players, the good old days. Never ward blocking the movement. Quick decrypt Dagon. Yeah, he might go glimmer. Maybe he's negotiating with the team right now. Hi, Dagon. You give me div 2. Oh, no, he's going to go Ags instead.
And it works as well. He's going to have a solid time on that. And both him and No One incredibly farmed. Both top 2 net worth. Now Thompson, can he continue to get away with playing this close to Blink? Blink, they've got the force of looking towards him. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, that poor old Slark, he didn't stand a chance! Thompson just blows him up. And now, you know, Blink, they've got to come in with a backup plan because they've just lost their carry. Anku not able to get out in time as well. Thompson Pugner.
Tell Techie is honestly just vibing right now in this game. Like, we've not really mentioned him too much, but he had the cleanup in mid lane, the cleanup here. Of course, it combos really nicely with the Techie, right? Like, all of his spells providing magic damage, so anyone decrept can do even. He's level 12, it's the same level as Seb. He also been 7 No-Tail, been farming 2 different lanes, kind of just poking in the jungle. Then Thompson has been dying out by his lonesome, right? But the entire time that Thompson has been dying, everyone else has been reaping the rewards of it. Like, this is one of those things where it's like, if you look at the score at the end of the game, like 11-5.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You know, but it's like, those deaths, I'm not just saying it for like obvious sake, but it has kind of just opened up the rest of his team just to have a really enjoyable game of farm. While still fighting, of course.
He's going to really be able to step up, have a potential of scaring OG's advances, because OG 9.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, they're not blown down here at all.
Dire's bottom tower.
Backsaz. Okay. That's an easy kill there for Backsaz.
Good kill.
I guess no one didn't think that he'd be able to jump in and burst him like that. I think he didn't think he'd had quite the damage. Of course, had a BKB, but didn't want to use it. And he gets caught up by surprise there. Bottom lane, Thompson. He's also in a bit of trouble. Or maybe not. Seb, in with the Astral, provides him that bit of safety. Overkill trying to get him to the side, but will be down though. Overkill this time, able to get the Shadow Dance off. They'll use the Global to enable Blink to continue to dive in underneath the tier 1 as a team. As Seb be able to protect himself for now with a follow-up Astral. Get away from them though. Overkill. He's certainly going to be more than happy to continue to stay on target. Overgrowth from MSS trying to hold them back. Himself and Wesson and they'll tower. They end up getting a team fight plus more. You know, no one's back in the game, but they're already the TP out, so there he's very, very speedy, but he's got not quite enough damage to get anyone on the way out of this. So, Blink very much showing signs of life there as a team, giving us a bit of a sort of a callback to what they were being able to pull off in game one, where they find themselves in these situations where, or at least being given these windows of opportunity to just take these fights in return and take down everybody on old G.
And again, it's because of Backsaz, right? Like, he finds his kill top, he's got a couple rocket spams, no one's like, it's just rocket spam, quick blink in, laser rocket gets the kill. And then the instant aggression bot lane, they know the blood streak is dead, they have numbers advantage. That was the, some people really love Tinker, some people really hate Tinker, and bot fight, that's where you're really going to see them in chat, right? They're going to be going, Pog, or I fucking hate this hero, because he goes top, kills, comes bottom, spams everyone out, kills everyone. And again, we mentioned already, OG's lineup, they don't like the bigger fights where Slot's jumping in and out, Tinker's spamming. They want to commit to a hero and find their kill, right? They want to fight around their vision, fight around their objectives, utilize that as their sixth man in the roster. But it's, yeah, they got to respect this Tinker. About to hit level 18. 18 is such a big window, and he is rushing the BKB to completely nullify the Pug and what he can provide with the Never Ward.
Under attack.
This game has just got very interesting.
It absolutely has.
Very interesting.
It is. We had a pretty interesting game one. It was a lot of entertaining chaos coming out from both sides. And whilst this game two definitely was off to a more solid start overall from old G, this last few moments showing that there could still be some stuff that Blink's going to be able to pull out as top lane. Backsaz able to TP away, and nothing that they can do to stop his escape. Soon they will have the answers. Of course, no one very close to having the basher done, and then it won't be as easy for Backsaz to get away with those sort of plays.
Owen, big update, very big update. I've just been informed that the mid laner for Team Blink that we've been mispronouncing
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's potentially meant to be pronounced Baha or Bakar.
Okay. Well,
so let's go with that one.
Bakar. I like Bakar.
Bakar, let's go. There you go.
What we got mid? Bakar is here. Have the overgrowth from Bakar. Burst in MSS down low. Not enough heals that Topson can provide there to keep his support alive. MSS goes down, and Blink, as a team, they'll finally be able to get themselves some damage done onto old G's tier 1 in the mid lane here with the push.
Yep, Tinker being level 18, 2 components now to BKB. This is where the Tinker players thrive. They dip in and out of the fight. Slark has Agnins. All of the concerns for Team Blink and their early ability to fight are completely gone. The game has now got to the point where if Blink execute, if they find the engagement how they want to, they're going to be able to just rip OG apart.
See here, then trying to get the catch onto Topson. Jumping on the back lines, defensive Astral being thrown out by Sep, trying to keep Topson safe. No Tail will end up dying. Topson's able to turn and actually burst through overkill. He's able to stand his ground a little bit too against Anchor, and in fact he's able to just take the kill entirely. As Topson will live, this time round, they're not taking Topson down. Ultra kill for Topson. As that couldn't have gone any worse there, unfortunately, for Blink.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Just to make sure people understand, I did say if. There's a very big emphasis on if Blink find the entry. They didn't, because the OD, Seb, he just sits back, throws up an imprison, and then the fights change. Blink, like, if they want to take these big fights, it's hard for them if, like Willow jumps in, she gets 100 to 0. Slark jumps into the middle of the fight. He needs to, like, go into the fight, then disengage, and then as soon as OD's used in prison, then you can like walk around and look for the fight. So Blink have all the tools to have a really commanding fight, but unfortunately for them, they just fully committed 100 to 0. And when you do that play style, 100 to 0 against an OD, one in prison, your game plan is completely ruined. So, I mean, Blink, they have the tools, they just need to make OG, they have so many defensive capabilities.
Absolutely, yeah. These Astrals being thrown out left, right and centre, making things very complicated for Blink.
I guess as well it would help if Tinker picks up the BKB, he's going to be able to start like blinking closer to the engagement, getting a little bit kind of more into the meat of it,
Radiant's
which will
top
help out in
tower is
slot.
under attack.
Once he picks up his BKBs. The other option for Blink as well is stall out the game a little bit, get the big defensive items, and then look for it. As you see, OG already knocking the doors of the tier 3
Radiant's
mid and
top
top.
tower is under
They're not going to
attack.
give this window of farm opportunity.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I love Dota so much.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Top
attack.
tower slowly falling. Well, not really that slowly at all. Actually, quite fast here, of course. To the damage of Thompson.
And the team there. And the tech as well.
Yep.
He throws down the
Dire's
proximity
turret
mines.
has been killed.
Chip
Dire's
damage
bottom tower
going
is under
towards
attack.
base.
Seen multiple TPs here to try and look towards the Dawnbreaker, but Anku is actually going to be the one to make the move across the map first. Comes across with the ultimate, allows them to be able to take down
They had once dreamed
MSS.
Dire's
Will result in his death though.
Slok in, slok out.
Yeah, Overkill's got to be so cautious when he gets anywhere close to Thompson. So much burst damage being thrown out. Indeed, at a stage of the game where that BKB isn't quite there. Still very much having to respect this Pugnut. OG will remain as a team right outside the base of Blink.
Dire's bottom tower is
Tier
under
3
attack.
tower. Blast away from going down.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Really need that BKB on Slot. 700 gold and he'll have it. Very close to being there.
That's fine, the BKB alone won't just win Blink to fight Thompson.
Content guy come in and burst through Thompson and will sometimes being brought there with the Astral, but Thompson's incredibly low on HP. Massive escape as the Astral comes to an end, and now Blink, they can turn to look for more. Straight on a Seb, sweeping over towards No-Tail, and that's the gem hitting the deck. As Blink, they'll strike fast and they'll strike hard there.
They don't see the gem, Owen. The courier is
someone
coming.
ping. Oh wait, was that
That was
OG pinging it?
Look at
Oh,
No-Tail's
you're right,
courier
they-
to the right side. It's coming in. Courier warfare. Oh, No-Tail. Swooping in.
He's going to be able to recover it. You're right. They-
SMN. He sees it. Ah!
Dire's bottom
Oh.
tower is under
No, he needs a
attack.
couple of hits.
Courier. Oh.
He's not going to be able to get it. Meanwhile, back over at the Roche pit. I'll see the buyback come out from No-Tail here, as no one was able to actually take out the Slark. With this buyback, OG just making sure that there's no chance for Blink to go into the Roshan pit themselves. Blink will smoke though. They'll see if they can strike and catch these three members of OG while Seb and Thompson are still out of the game for a little bit of time. Can find the catch. Sentry's down. They found the target. They're able to set up onto MSS. He gets saved for now by the Astral. Seb back in play just in time to keep MSS safe, and we'll be able to keep him safe enough to walk away from this. So Blink's fast move there into the jungle of OG won't warrant them a kill this time.
I do apologise for missing the Slark kill due to my excitement over the couriers. Yeah, again, Blink. Running around the map. Oh god. Oh, what? Tinker?
He was trying to get the wave clear bottom, but no one able to lay down the rupture. Get on top of him with this basher. And of course, at this stage, nothing really that Bakar can do to play his way out of that sort of situation. Back to the Roshan pit. The rest of OG, they head in. See Blink trying to group back together as four.
They're trying to cut off the Bloodseeker before he gets to the rest of his team. No, he doesn't have BKB.
10 seconds on cooldown still. Doesn't look like that's going to phase no one though, as he's actually going to go in aggressive with the move over towards Anku. But the root's out, the fear as well. No one's in trouble. Curves down upon him, the lasers there, they burst out. The Bloodseeker, that's no one dead. Of course, during that time when the fight was going on mid, the rest of OG were able to finish off Roshan, so Thompson's still able to claim the Aegis. So, no one dies, but obviously quite an expensive play there from Bakar, because that was his buyback use. So if Bakar goes down again in the next few minutes, there's going to be quite the large window for OG to push in without the threat of the Tinker high ground defense. So they're going to have to be careful in these next moments, Blink.
And I kind of expect that window of opportunity to arise, because as no one just died, he picked up his Abyssal Blade, he has the Blink. He doesn't need to enter the fight first. Thompson's the one who's initiating fights through chipping at the towers. The tree and invis, no one, ready to find that quick blink jump on Tinker when he jumps in. Like, this BKB does nothing now. I think OG are going to be super happy with what happened. Tops with the Aegis, Abyssal, what's it? Seb's even got the Lotus Orb as well. Like, they are very much capable to bait Blink into a fight where this Tinker no buyback could be the undoing of
20 seconds to up whilst no one's out of the game. I'll go for the quick one. We'll have to commit with the 2 bounces. Seb not quite able to get the Astral off the time to save No Tail. That's the gem hitting the deck. It's an aggressive move from Anku straight over towards Thompson. Thompson having to put the BKB to reset out to the side. Global Silence coming out after BKB, slowing down Thompson's opportunity to turn with the spells. Close to the tier 2. Overkill continues to dive in and pick off the second support. MSS and No Tail to fall. And did they manage to get the gem themselves? Who got the gem out?
No Tail's doing a really good job using his courier. So every time he's playing aggressively, his courier is behind him on the map because he doesn't really need items at this point in the game. So he just keeps the courier in proximity, dies, instantly sends it in, picks it up, and takes it back away. So No Tail keeping his gem alive after multiple deaths. Team Blink, they might find Thompson for free here. Yeah, they do.
Can they find him again? Seb. But it is just the two of them. They are going to get heavily outnumbered. As Thompson and Seb, they look to be in a whole world of trouble unless no one can do something pretty insane to turn this around. Thompson's able to get the BKB off, turns with the life drain, he's healing up, but the physical damage from Anku still kills Thompson off. Because Phantom return, overkill, no Shadow Dance to rely on as he attempts to stand his ground against no one, but no one. He's hitting hard and he's hitting fast it. Looking over towards Anku. He's going to consider continuing to chase this down as he's getting low himself, but not low enough to deter him from backing off from a kill like that. No one continues to chase out with No Tail, get the kill and get the cleanup. There's everybody dead on Blink. No one Bloodseeker and proving to be that factor in these skirmishes that, you know, once he sort of gets the momentum, it's very hard to stop this man.
If you don't 100 to 0 him, he's going to be able to dip in and out of the fight and see with his skill build, right? Oh, not skill function. He's got Blink, Abyssal, Miona, plenty of attack speed, able to bash through the BKB, lock down the Tinker, also just close the gap. Like, he's itemized beautifully in both games, he's playing really well. Thompson's being very cheeky, right? But also, I think he utilizes the Aegis really well. But he baits the enemy to go on him. They eventually kill him off. Then after Aegis, his BKB's on cooldown. As it's about to get off cooldown, he's like 300-400 HP. Pops it, keeps himself alive just long enough that the fight gets sloppy. And with a sloppy fight and this Bloodseeker who's just popping off, it's easy for no one to run around and get these kills. Oh no, no one. Okay, he's got BKB. Could be fine.
Wants to try and fight with a BKB. Swords chasing Weston. Sort of caused the rest of OG to get getting pretty close to the tier 3 tower. And that's going to give the chance for Blink to turn this around. They take down Seb. OG with the BKB from no one on cooldown. They've got to consider twice if they can really stick around for this fight. MSS also to die. I think OG's got to run. Thompson and no one. They'll escape this place, but still, OG losing 2 heroes there off the back of an unsuccessful attempt at the high ground of Blink. Blink will defend.
I guess the high ground is Blink's savior right now. Every time OG come close to it, it just gives this like free initiation tool for Blink to find the entry. Yeah, Seb unfortunately a little bit too close and wasn't really able to get the saves off, gets jumped up, and when you're on mode retreat with OG's lineup, it is obviously quite difficult. They're a team that wants to be forward thinking, saving from the fog, but as soon as they're all in vision, it does give Blink free entry to jump in and out and find the kills. I think still showing that they have what it takes in them to win a fight, but still so difficult that the only time that they can fight is when OG are either too comfortable or overextended, rather than it being like this perfect 5-5. They need to find that opportunity to set up an engagement on their terms. As they cross the river, they're trying to achieve that now.
Yeah, Overkill. Seeing if he spots anyone heading into the jungle, but in fact, it's going to be no one trying to jump in first. Backup coming in from Anku. Overkill turns his attention over towards No-Tail instead, and we'll find him. That's No-Tail gone. Now with the BKBs, both carriers continue to try and commit onto one another. Rupture will throw him down on Overkill, so for now he'll stand his ground. MSS continues to help him with that as he locks him down with the Overgrowth. And now with the Rupture coming to an end, Overkill's ready to get back in business. Straight over towards Thompson, he'll look to go, but the BKB's out, as well as the Subflux stands his ground quickly up into the air to avoid that last hit from the Starbreaker of Anku, as Anku will die close to the base of Old G. That's great. Shadow picks it back up. Connection with the pounce onto MSS. Astral. Now with the Shadow Dance, Overkill continuing to try his best to dive in around these tier 2 tower mid. MSS continues to keep the gem in the safe hands of OG's side.
Back at Dark Reef.
And Overkill, he'll up for the reset. Back to base. Get that mana back up. OG able to make sure that nobody else gets caught out by the Slark's aggression over on OG's half of the map.
Blink though, the fact that they're able to be so kind of aggressive there, they got deep into the jungle, high ground vision, they had Anku just super far on the right hand side, there's only out 3 heroes, meanwhile they're able to isolate the Bloodseeker and get the damage on there. And that's how Blink wants to take these fights. They rip OG apart.
I mean, no telling the by heading down the lane, but it didn't seem to catch on to the fact that Overkill was right there, despite the gem being in No-Tail's hands. Now Overkill's going to be able to take the gem back into his. And with the jump over towards the jungle, they're ready to try and just force OG out of this side of the map. BKB committed as Overkill stays on top of the target. No self-protection with the Astral provided, but the numbers from Blink are here. Anku's got the ult ready to jump over and continue to enable this Slark as Overkill takes out Seb. Thompson tries to run with the BKB. A final hit there from Anku will cause the death of him, as well as Blink will effectively manage to team wipe OG.
They are doing an incredible job at now playing around their vision. Look at the top side. Look at the vision that they have there. This is what's enabling them in that fight. And then in the bottom side of the map, again, another high ground ward. The last 2 engagements of Blink have just been in all their vision, seeing everyone picking off the heroes, getting the Slark in, getting the Dawnbreaker, and not allowing them to be like bundle of 5. So, yeah, it took Team Blink a little bit of time to get into this game, but they now kind of found their way in how they want to take the fight. They found their understanding on how they want to isolate heroes, and if they can be consistent now, this is where they can start choking out OG from the map. Because OG doesn't really progress on that effectively. They need to be together. So that's where with the Tinker, with the Slark, the speed that they move around. This could be the turning point in the game now. They now have a 5k lead. Roshan's alive. OG, no Cogner for 33 seconds.
I think so. I don't think OG's going to be able to do anything to stop this Roshan going down. As Blink seem to have this Roshan under control. Was Overkill having a very nice game. 23 permanent Essence shift stacks here, 40 minutes, and he's going to be feeling very good about that. And yeah, this Roshan's theirs. And that is the Aghanims and the Cheese. Who's going to be taking the Ags? Looks to be SMN.
Last word. And then if he clips that onto an OD who doesn't have Lotus or the tree, just to get some vision going, pretty effective.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I would have maybe expected the temptation to be there for Weston to have it, but I guess Weston's chilling with a Wind Waker. He has got, he could maybe have done some damage with the old axe, but yeah, we'll see SMN get to take into play. It's definitely going to be annoying, especially at this point of the game where, of course, measurable BKBs are down to their lowest duration, so chances for the fights are going to last longer than the BKB, and then the Silencer, if he's still alive, his curses, extra AoE is just definitely going to be quite annoying.
Again, it's got to the point in the game where we get our, typical pauses. I'm just happy for Blink that they were able to get their draft to the point that they can take the fight to OG. They take the fights, they keep scrapping, they keep going, and if they get to the item timing that covers the weakness, they're going to be able to rip through OG. That was the kind of the big thing. The game, OG's super powerful. They have all the pacing, all the damage, all the control, and Blink rely on so many items to come. Now we've got to that point where They have the items. They have the net worth advantage now. They have also the ability to smoke. They have the defense. Like, they got everything they need. So it's like kind of game one. OG, they're super good early game. They make a couple over aggressive moments. This time, Blink, I feel like they can really capitalize on this. Like, it's not like a small throw that OG made. It's like it's a big enough one where Blink can just control the entire game now. But they have to respect that if they cross the river, if they look for these fights, they go into high ground. If they don't play this perfect team fight, there is still going to be the OD in prison. Still going to be that D crap. There's going to be so many things to prevent them just 100-0ing heroes if they're not just perfect with their... It's so cool to see Team Blink just find these opportunities. I mean, it's also a tinker, so they're inevitable, right?
See if Blink can find another opportunity here. There's the jump. Straight on towards Thompson. Thompson will be able to get the Yules up in time. He's up in the air. BKB able to remove that global silence, but still Anchor just punching into him. Thompson taken out of the game and now diving in for more. No one will try and maintain his position on top of the Tinker, but Bakar, he's able to step away. He's going to be fine for now. Underneath the tower. First SMN low, but I believe that was what the cheese he was able to get off. Got him back on the full HP. It's actually going to allow SMN to walk out alive. He'll live. Anku will die. But the buybacks there having to come out from OG. Seth. Buybacks TP's over towards the tier 2. Still plenty of mana for Picard to play with this constant spam of the lasers and the rockets, causing many issues for OG. MSS dying underneath his own trees here around the tier 2 tower. A third buyback coming in from OG, but that's no one out for 100 seconds. This Slug still more than happy to keep fighting as the Aegis is in his hands. Dives forward, overkill over towards MSS, and another force Astral to hold back. The Slug will allow MSS to get back out of it. Seven, the team, they've got to back away. They've committed 3 buybacks for this fight. They cannot afford to lose anyone else there, as no one's out for 80s. Thompson, a dieback from him, as he's gone for nearly 100 seconds. And off the back of that fight, you know, what did Blink? Nothing really. A dieback on Anku. That was it. They didn't even lose the Aegis on Slark.
That's a dieback that doesn't even matter really, because Dawnbreaker finding herself into the middle of the fight. As soon as OD shows, she's just thinking on amount of control coming out from Anku. On top of that, the Slark jumping in and out. Tinker, it's near impossible. With OG's heroes now at this stage of the game, it is near impossible to isolate Tinker at 100-0. Even if MSS hits his over, he didn't actually get in that fight, but he was close. I don't know, I'm so scared now for OG in their ability to actually kill off the team. Blink to just incredibly overextend. Or maybe utilize the fact that Dawnbreaker doesn't have buyback now, and no one, he's gonna have buyback soon based on economy. He's about 200 gold away, so that could be like the point where you kill off Dawnbreaker with a quick pick. You then still have buyback advantage. You sweep through the map, find Blink. This will be a really difficult game now for OG to come back into. This is Team Blink should, with confidence, be able to sweep through and dictate the entire, you know, rest of this game.
Oh yeah, they showed some definite signs of life in game 1, and into this game 2 against OG. Blink in the driver's seat here. 20k lived, 44 minutes. Incredibly terrifying farm on both of their main cores. This is your Slark and Tinker very much getting into sort of out of control territory.
Look at the position of OG. They're just all hugging the base. It's like, throw down the techies' mines, fortify the base. Like, we can't really fight in open territory right now. We don't have vision advantage. We don't have anything. Let's just let's make our base really obnoxious to see. Aegis expiring in 30 seconds on slot. I guess the thing as well is, you are popping out, like, because Thompson has a BKB, he can't then decrep himself. Oh, no tell.
See if OG's going to be able to retreat from this. And then they'll be able to stand their ground. They're going to try it. Have managed to get on top of him, but there we go with the depth shroud. Overkill, giving that chance for Bakar to be safe. And now with the BKBs coming to an end, OG, they're vulnerable. MSS is a big ult into a Sanity's Eclipse, and that might just do it, in fact. The combo there between the two of them, MSS and Seb, they're going to keep this fight in a good position for the team, as Anku's the last man left alive, and heavily outnumbered. He won't be left alive for long. Also dies, as MSS and Seb, pretty much just between the two of them, able to turn that fight around. Blink, they were getting dangerously far ahead of them.
They're on the Slark right now. Pretty much unpacked the entire fight. He has BKB available, but he just got 100-0. Like, I didn't expect Team Blink to present this opportunity, but OG, underneath their vision, they find this incredible 4-man overgrowth into then Sanity's Eclipse. Goes pretty much everyone.
Wait.
Damn. What are you looking at, boss?
I mean, that's a glitch, right? Okay. On the fight recap, it says that MSS, No One, Seb, and Thompson all did the exact same amount of damage.
I mean, they're in sync. That's what you expect from OG. No,
that's got to be. There's no way.
I guess it's a bug.
I don't look at the fight recap too much, so maybe there's, but there's no way they did the exact same damage.
Perfect amount of, that's
the chances of that.
It's a first. It could be, but I expect it to be a bug. But what the? How did they find that fight? Like what? They just got 2 rounds. They had 20k gold. Like what?
That fight was insane. It felt like it just came out of nowhere. We did overgrowth sanities, and suddenly they're all dying. And OG, they've just managed to completely slam down that 20k lead that Blink had against them moments ago.
I feel like as well, the other thing is we haven't really seen Seb drop these Sanity's Eclipses that are like, damn, look at the damage, you know? It's been more like a deterrent to one hero that jumps in. Like, we've not seen the 3-4 man big explosive damage, and that's it. Team Blink, what are you doing to us? You had this opportunity. You found this incredible comeback. You got
double damage.
One episode later and a Seb. Damn it! What a okay. I was so ready for a game 3. I want this to go to a game 3 because these games are just fun. They're back and forth. They're running, but I guess OG, even though they're old, they're not gonna back down.
I'm very, very well played that last fight. And I'll see. Blink. For OG. Refresher orbs ready to press again for No One. See if Blink can get back to finding fights as they were earlier, because another one like that, and suddenly it's going to be OG that's going to be pushing towards a 20k lead.
It's hard to replicate that fight. Slark didn't press BKB, like that doesn't come often. So big referral from Team Blink. They're smoked up.
Here we go. Quick start to the fight. They get the jump over towards No-Tail. Seb in with the Astrals. No-Tail alive for now. It's the global silence as Overkill moves towards the OD. He's going to charge towards Seb first. Then Seb will start down to the low ground. They're making it hard for Seb to be picked off. They're keeping the OD alive as Seb's able to stay safe. Jump to the high ground. The car with BKB commits in, and there's finally the burst to bring down the OD.
They got him.
See if they can take up Bakar. The Abyssal's back up. Flying back from No-Tail. They know if they get rid of Bakar, they're going to be pretty safe to move forward towards the next objective, and they can. That's Bakar gone. Over towards Wesson. Some safety here with the shadow round, but MSS trying to stay on top of him. We'll be able to blink out in time. 5 out comes out from Bakar as they're chasing out Thompson here on the bottom. Well, in fact, no, Thompson was chasing out SMN. SMN had to run there. Thompson pretty much chasing him across the entirety of the map. From that, Thompson will down towards the bottom. Blink now. 2 heroes down and out. Roshan, how's the respawn looking? It's going to be a minute. So by the time it's up, Blink will be back up to full 5-man. Another shaky fight there from Blink. Setting the score pretty much dead even in gold. Difference here. G starting to take the slight lead, in fact.
I honestly didn't expect you to say those words. Like it. Minutes. These games are so fun. They're so great. I don't know. So refreshing, actually, to have like this. We're so used to get a 20k lead, 10k lead, close out a game, get a 5k lead, get Roshan, choke out the team, you know? Like, this is some... Again, I've just been casting this entire series just with a nice little perky smile on my face the entire time, but going back to the Dota, at least with Blink, their buyback-wise, they've got it on the door, on the silencer. No buyback now on Tinker, so it's going to be this 7-minute window now. It's going to be quite difficult for Blink to play with utmost confidence that they have been doing for the last 10 or 15 minutes. And OG, Roshan just respawns. Should be able to get it free, use the Rack's advantage. Blink can't really get out on the map. This is a Roshan with Aegis, Cheese, Refresher, and Ags. Are they... Oh, okay.
They're being careful.
They're being very careful.
I don't want to commit in for the Roshan whilst Blink's up as a full 5-man.
That's a lot of respect. The reason for that was Blink wasn't pushing out top lane, so they weren't showing any heroes, so they've actually had the vibes at least. They could have been smoked out. They kind of half were, but Blink very much defensively posturing. There are a lot of goodies on this Roshan. Either team would love to get the delights.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Doesn't look like Blink's going to be able to set up in time to stop this though. Old G. Damage from no one. Safely take down the Roshan and enjoy all its rewards here. Aegis, Cheese, Refresher Shard and Aghanim's ready to split between the team.
Taking the Axe. No one taking it? Oh, we get to see Blood Mist, professional game.
No.
Of course not. Give it to me.
I was going to say, yeah, give it a MSS deserves it. Let that man start planting some trees.
I'm so worried I have to talk about Blood Mist. I don't want to do that ever in my analyst career.
Dire are scanning.
War Vision. Something they haven't really been able to utilize too well due to the Slark and the fact that Blink have been very aggressive recently, but this will be so annoying for Tinker, because Tinker normally doesn't play with a gem, right? Doesn't have the inventory slots. Remember, there's one random tree that Slark hasn't been able to scout out himself. Tinker potentially could just get caught off guard. We already mentioned the lack of a buyback. Quite some troubles now.
Well, I've just seen chat. Apparently, dude, I was looking at XP. You know when I was like, the numbers the same? What is it?
Were you looking at XP?
I was looking at XP.
Mate, I literally had no fight recap on my screen, so I was like, bro, I
mean, yeah, of course, yeah, chat, I was just trolling you guys. Yeah, got you. You guys believe me.
April Fool? Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Like, I'm going to wait 6 minutes for that one.
Yeah, they'll get there eventually. Anyway, here we go. What we got here? High ground push here from OG. Let's see what Blink can do to stop it. See here. See who's going to make this move. Nanku's it.
Is under attack.
Get outside of the base. He's going to start the fight over towards no one. Getting down to about half HP.
So much spam from both teams. Rockets here, Grasp there, Pugner this.
It's an annoying lineup to push into for sure. Even with the Aegis and Cheese, they've got to be so careful. But hard. Excellent with the apps. Wait, jump forward there. Extra kill. But not there. Down to ground against someone, but then a lot of damage.
Radiant structures are
Two
fortified.
heroes. The Tinker being the main one that's out of the game. Overkill also in trouble outside of the base. Any escape for him? Okay, he'll take Thompson with him. Both of them having buyback available. Thompson and Overkill buying back. Okay, no one. That's the Aegis gone. Seb, he's also in trouble. He gets caught by the Abyssal. Anku and Overkill overwatching. He tries to force out the base, but he's not able to get off the high ground. Seb, buyback immediately coming into play. No one pops the refresher. Second BKB. That's going to be Overkill out for good. Same to be set for SMN. And with 4 heroes dead, no buyback. That's going to be the game. GG is called. Old G will take this game, and with that, of course, the series. They take down Blink 2-0, knocking Blink down to the lower bracket. They'll, of course, get a second chance in that lower bracket run. And as for today, Old G will be the ones moving on straight to the final game they'll need to play in the closed qualifiers. See, right?